sent out the Discord, I sent out the tweet. Like, I've done, I've done about all I'm gonna do.
Yep, I'm just slightly behind you in that part.
Only reason I don't sit on my starting soon screen is because I don't know how to make it not, well, I know how to make it not capture Discord and also the music, but that's a pain in the butt that I haven't set up yet, so. Well, the story is I'm lazy.
Aren't we all?
A little bit. Eventually I'll go through and make things professional and fancy looking.
I do a little bit each day. Well, each week at this point.
That's my goal, is to start doing more like Twitch homework each week.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever my days off end up being from work.
Yeah, whenever I get the energy, that's what I do.
I know in about 2-ish weeks, Tiny's going to be hosting a like Twitch workshop class seminar thing to teach people a bunch of different things about how to be a streamer. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Yeah. I don't know what day. He doesn't know either. But whatever it ends up being, I'll be there.
It'll happen eventually.
Oh yeah.
Alright. One more thing. And I should be good. And that's my model. You know, most important thing.
Yeah, kind of need to be seen.
Me a chameleon? No. Why would I ever be seen?
That is true. That is fair. I don't think I've ever forgotten to turn on my camera. My camera is pretty much always on. I did forget to turn on my mic once, though. That was fun.
I think we've all done that at some point.
It doesn't happen very often anymore, but my most common blunder used to be I would forget to change scenes back. Like, I'll change to, like, full camera, and then just keep playing the game as if I shifted back, but I didn't.
I did that one. Only one.
I do it a lot. It became so common that this, like, viewers started using the Navi "Hey listen" alert as a way to get my attention to let me know I fucked up. It's great. So now I've been like trained to whenever I hear that noise, be like, "What? What'd I do?" It's like a Pavlovian response at this point.
Okay, one more thing, and that is the game itself. This is gonna hurt my ears.
Yeah, it's gonna be loud.
There it is.
Not quite as loud as the first one, but still really loud. I dropped everything down to 40%.
I do 20%.
That's fair. I do love that messing with the feather on the chain is picked up by the mic.
Yeah, sometimes my keyboard noises go through if I hit it hard enough.
That too. But I mess with this thing constantly, just all day at work.
Yeah, that's how I am with like cards. Like what's there in my hand, I'm just gonna like be constantly fiddling with them.
Yeah, just shuffling them all the time. Where did my cards go? I had them beside. Oh. Yeah, they fell. Yu-Gi-Oh! I always have cards within reach.
You activated my trap card.
I need to activate a... Or activate... God damn it. I need to make an ice barrier deck on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel.
I still need to play that. It's installed. I just still haven't touched it. I keep saying I'll touch it, I'll touch it, I'll touch it. I haven't touched it.
Gotta do a stream of it. The easiest way to force yourself to do something.
For real.
And then once you make a deck, we can duel.
Yes.
Are you gonna Are you gonna make one of those reptilian decks from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds?
I probably should. I like to make gimmick decks, no matter what game.
I just wish that it had tag duels. That is the biggest thing that I think it's lacking, that I wish was in there, is tag dueling.
I don't think I've ever seen tag dueling.
It's so much fun. It's 2v2. I mean, you can do really any combination. Tabletop Simulator, I have a board that I downloaded that can have up to 8 people. And you just do it however you want. If you want to do 4v4 or 2v2v2v2 or just 8-man free-for-all, which I really want to do. At some point, my hope is to do something like that.
That would be interesting to see.
God, an 8-man free-for-all duel would take forever.
I did something similar to that with Magic the Gathering.
I
I have a mind control card,
Hmm.
and I played it on a friend. I used to kill another friend.
I've never played Magic. I used to own some Magic cards that was given to me by my stepmom. I don't know where they went, but I had some. But I think she tried to teach me once. It was like, nah, I'll just go back to Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm good at Yu-Gi-Oh! Even though I'm pretty sure Yu-Gi-Oh! Was at least somewhat loosely based off of Magic.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I think the first card game I ever got into was probably like Pokemon.
Mhm.
I still have my deck actually.
I gave all my cards to a friend of mine because she likes collecting the cards. So it's like, I'm not doing anything with these. You can have them. Kinda wish I didn't do that because they're worth money. But
Rip.
what can you do? I've got some Yu-Gi-Oh cards somewhere that are also worth some money. I just don't know where they're at. Not as much.
I have like 3. Only 3.
I remember I went to a flea market once in, I want to say it was Missouri. We were visiting some family. And they had this really cool fusion card I had never seen before. Insanely powerful 12-star monster. But they wanted like $350 for the one card. It's like, ha! You can eat a dick. I'm gonna pay that kind of money for a card that I'm never gonna actually use. Like, if it's not Blackwing, or if it's not Stardust, I don't use it. Those are really the only 2 decks that I use. Or Blue Eyes. I like Blue Eyes.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Blue Eyes stuff is always expensive. Because, you know,
It's always cool.
it is always cool. It is Blue Eyes White Dragon.
I always like Dark Magician.
You're a Dark Magician user. I think Perseus is also a Dark Magician user? I don't remember. He either uses Dark Magician or he thinks it's way overrated.
It's one or the other.
One of the two. I think, what other... I know I've got a box somewhere that has like 20 decks that I made. Just like themed decks. Some are less good than others. But, I mean, they're there. Sean, hello. You came. I'm happy for you. Tell me something important. What important thing do you have to tell me? Share with us your wise words of wisdom. Almighty Spammer Man. And say hello to Zei.
Hello.
There's a lot going on with all of these doors. What concerns me is in the options, is it has an option for always dash.
Always dash. I don't even know. I think I saw it in the last one too.
Yeah, shift is the dash key, but we don't move. Cass, hello. Thank you for the lurk.
It's whack.
You can catch Celtic Legacy at the Scarborough Renaissance Festival 4 times tomorrow and Sunday. Bagpipes and drums for the win. Flying to Texas kind of sucks. Is that the name? Is that the name of your band? Celtic Legacy? I don't think you've ever actually told. But enjoy the show. Wish you the best of luck. I want to know what's. I want to know what the dash does. Oh, Celtic Legacy is one of my several bands. Oh.
Several bands.
Look at
How
you.
many do you have? 50?
Look at you being Mr. Multi-talented band collector. Or something. I don't know. I think I like the music in this a little bit better than the first one. The first one was just unsettling.
I like the unsettling part. Like, honestly, I don't know. Something about it. It was hypnotizing.
Mm-hmm. Once I'm in a band, I slowly devour it and it becomes part of me.
The Kirby approach.
Respect. Much respect. You good there?
What? What?
I heard some sort of quick little pitter-patter.
Yeah, that's the keys.
Hey, hello. Welcome in. How you doing today?
Hello.
How was your birthday? Was it a subathon? Your birthday event. How did that go? I didn't get to watch all of it, but it was fun to watch you guys play Grab Game. You just hit 100 followers too, I think, if I remember right.
Ooh, nice.
I know they were close. Yep, 100 on the dot.
Right on the money.
Well, congrats on that, because I didn't get a chance to say that. But for reals, I'm in 4 active bands currently and have a lot of side projects I've started and come back to occasionally. Nice. That's my problem. I start a bunch of things and then don't finish them.
Don't we all?
Sometimes it's games, sometimes it's projects, sometimes it's food. It was good. Played some Pummel Party too. Yeah, hit 100 during the stream. Nice. Well, congrats again. I've never played Pummel Party. I don't think I own
What
it.
is Pummel Party?
Some sort of party fighting game, I think. Pull up Steam.
Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Pummel Party. Okay, looks like it's just a bunch of random mini games. Just a collection of various things. Okay. 11 people I know all have this game. Maybe I should get it. It's like Mario Party knockoff. Gotcha.
Mario Party knockoff.
Oh, I think I remember seriously saying something about that along those lines. The veil is open. Seek entry while you can. Your going live notification is a lot more interesting than mine.
Look, I just made it sound mystical. That's all I did.
Mm-hmm. One of my friends, Erna's did a notification for hers while I was, like, as I was coming home from work. She made hers, Erna is calling you on Twitch. And I thought it was like a Discord call notification. I'm like, how's she calling me on Twitch? What, is this a new thing I don't know about? Well, I gotta run to my computer to answer the call. Hello, Cannon of Crows. Termless, hello. How are you doing this evening? I'm outing myself for being dumb and gullible.
I should, like, make something like, your internet has disconnected. I actually did have a pet in Warframe that had that name, like, your internet, so whenever you die, your internet is down. Your internet is down. Please revive.
It's like the, it's like in
someone
Pokemon
leave
games.
because they actually thought it was down once.
Really?
Yes.
That's amazing. Thank you for the alert, Perry.
Ah.
Alright, how are you? I'm doing well. It was a pretty good day. Finally got the health supplements that I need for my knees to hopefully help make them better. Has arrived today, so fingers crossed I won't have grandma knees for much longer. But weirdly, they're those like soft gel swallow pills, and they're not small by any means. Like, one pill is like almost an inch long. And they say that one serving is 6 of those. And I could barely get down one. Like, y'all are fucking insane if you think I could choke down 6 of these in one day.
Alright, there we go.
Cool. Ready to
That
roll?
is all of them. Finally.
The preparations are complete. The ritual is set. It's time to begin the test.
Ooh, that was good.
I, sometimes do voice acting.
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Sometimes. It's just fun to
Don't
make
you
silly
always have that
voices.
tag on?
Yes. Yeah, the, Turbulence, thanks for the raid. There we go. Just to fuck around and kick the mossy target dance. Appreciate you, my friend. Adrian, hello and welcome in. How are you today? I was Left 4 Dead termless. Did I finish Left 4 Dead 2? I think I did.
I never did.
I did. It was Back
Fun
for
game.
Blood that I haven't finished.
I still haven't played that.
I'm gonna be playing it tomorrow with Kamini and Ergo Corvus and CC Akuma.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be starting it over for the 4th time.
For the 4th time.
Because I keep starting over instead of actually finishing it.
It do be like that when you have friends.
Mm-hmm. Hey Don, welcome in. How you doing today? I haven't played in a week, to be honest, and I played the open beta for Back 4 Blood. It was interesting. Yeah, I like the gunplay. I think the guns feel good in the game. It's just unfortunate there's a segment that has copyrighted music that you can't turn off. And I didn't know about it. So I had to... It took me by surprise. Or no, you can't turn it off. You just can't do it mid-match.
Yeah.
So I had to constantly just talk as much as I could, as fast as I could, as loud as I could, to create a wall of noise so that I didn't get hit with a copyright strike. It's great.
Yeah, I know the part you talk of.
The jukebox.
Yep.
All right. For those of you who have not met, say hello to Zei, my dear co-host for
Hello.
the day. We're going to be playing the
I'm
test
a
tube.
lizard.
Yeah. The queen of the reptiles. We are going to be doing the test, Hypothesis Rising. It is a test, as it says, a game to delve into our psyche, to learn more about us, to expose us for who we truly are. Lay it all bare for you, to judge as harshly as you wish.
Hello, guitar. Hello, Don.
And it
How
will
are you?
proceed to pick us apart piece by little piece.
Or just whole chunks.
Or yeah, or just rip whole chunks out of us. Just whole hog.
Yep. Yep, just take us apart like a Zodia.
The test to obliterate.
Okay.
Wrong game, but close enough.
Alright, I'm ready.
Alright, let's do this. New game. So we're gonna alternate who reads off the different questions. Before experiencing the test Hypothesis Rising, it is highly recommended that you play its prequel, The Test, before venturing into this experience. As Zei's model freaks the absolute ever-loving fuck out.
I went to invade the fridge.
I saw you spazzing out in the corner. I was like, what is she doing? Should I be concerned?
What am I not doing?
That's fair. You will stand to gain a lot more from this experience if you've played the test first, and this examination will also make a bit more sense as it carries on from where the last examination left off. Well, we've both played it, so.
Yep, very recently too.
I would like to urge you to go and play the test now before venturing forward, and following the instructions listed throughout the game, as you will certainly get a bigger benefit overall by taking the tests in the order they were meant to be taken in. Would you like to? Absolutely, I would not like to close this. I've already played the test.
Yep.
Wonderful
And we
news.
both failed.
It's true. I got a 69%, which is technically a failing grade.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh, snazzy. Oh, hey. Oh, that's right. He's an anime antagonist now.
Sick, I like it.
Fate is his name. Oh, I think this is a different person, actually. I don't know. The room is fairly cleaner?
Yeah, it has nice floorboards now.
It does. It's true. They redid the floors. It's very nice.
The bear's now on the bed.
Yeah. Was it not before? I thought it was before.
It's on the floor the first time.
I know the doll.
But the girl's still in...
Yeah, she's still there.
Yeah, in the same spot too.
Hmm. And they didn't want to move her. She looks very peaceful. I get it. Hello.
A lot less Kool-Aid.
Yes. Yeah. They've definitely gone through great lengths to tidy up a bit. Still a little ways to go, but it's coming along nicely. Hello, and welcome to my office. It's truly a pleasure to see you here today. Please excuse the mess. I haven't had a chance to clean up yet. No, I don't want to take up too much of your time with the blabber blabber and nonsensical speak, so I'll just get straight to the point. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves life's tough questions. There's one question in particular I'd like for you to ask yourself. Oh, that's right. Let me turn off my light. I turned the light off last time.
Yeah, good point.
I did that last time. And keep it consistent. Are you happy? And when I say happy, I don't mean content. Being content is great, but it's not the same as being happy. I want to help you. I want to inspire you to be the best that you can be. I want to inspire you to be the happiest version of yourself. I want to see you grow inside and out. Now, how do we accomplish this, you might be asking? Good question. Allow me to explain. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you are going to answer them with 100% entire honesty. And when I say 100% entire honesty, I mean 100% entire honesty. Think about it. You do want to be happy, don't you? You wouldn't want to do something so bold as to tempt fate by lying, would you?
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, when you ask. Just remember, if you lie, the only person you're lying to is yourself. And me. The only other person here. Hey! Mia D, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the flock. Appreciate you. Hope you enjoy your night. I hope you enjoy the show. And also, don't forget to follow my co-host, Zei. She is also here, taking the test, and is fantastic.
Yeah, I threw Mia over there.
Oh, okay. Unfollow Zei and then refollow Zei. Just so that I get the vindication.
Vindicated.
The only person who will suffer from this is you. And believe me, you will suffer. Not to mention the fact that whether you tell the truth or not, I'll know. But that's another story. Let's be moving on, shall we? We've wasted enough time explaining what we're going to be doing. Just remember, we all want to be good people. We all want to give the answers that we feel and the most desirable human traits within ourselves. But sometimes, good people do bad things. And sometimes, we don't always have desirable traits as humans. Are you human, though? I cannot express enough. He doesn't look superhuman. Like, he's also
humanoid.
He's kind of giving me, like, sexy Mummy Mortem vibes.
I see where you're going with that.
It might be the bandages. I don't know. I cannot express enough just how important it is to be truly honest while answering these questions, no matter how uncomfortable the truth may make you. Now, it's time to get into the real meat of this experience. It's time for you to get the advice you deserve. As you read questions and scenarios during this process, I want you to create your own circumstances and build your own bridges to arrive at that answer that best suits your own psyche. If you've never experienced the scenario being asked of you, then simply imagine that you have and try to assume how you might feel in that situation. I'd like to invite you to pour a glass of water, sit back, and relax as we unfold your fate and the secret overcoming the next hurdle in your life. We're going to start with some basic, easy questions. If you answer these questions twice, your advice may change. It's not just about answering the questions. It's about many different variables. Many different factors are at play here, including the amount of time taken to answer proposed questions. That's not good for us.
Well then.
Chatting and all. With that being said, it's far more important to actually take your time and think about how honest of an answer you're giving before you give it. Whatever you do, do not rush the process. This is your best friend here. You'll see what I mean soon enough. Oh, time.
Well then.
And here we go.
Go.
Do you want to take the first one?
Yeah. Once I get to it. There we go.
Sorry if I was reading too fast.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm just slow.
Thank you for the fart, but
Do you feel uncomfortable right now?
Not
Not really, no.
yeah, no, I feel fine. I'm in my element.
Yeah.
That's
I
all
think
right.
we're used to this at this point.
That too. Ripto redeemed a fart sound effect, which kind of killed the suspense. Are you nervous?
Oh yeah.
Are
No, not really.
Are we talking in a scared way or sexual suspense kind of way? Because that is a very different question depending on what you're asking me. No, I'm fine.
Yeah, I think I'll be fine. Do you feel cold? No, it's like, it's like what? Nearly 8 degrees in the house? I feel fine.
I'm a little cold, but that's just because I have my AC running.
It do be like that.
Do you feel sad? Actually, no. I'm feeling pretty good today.
No, not really.
Thanks for the fart.
Have you ever hurt someone because you were hurting? even though they didn't deserve it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have.
hold on, I need to count.
Hold on, let me make a list.
It's very technical here.
I have.
Physically, probably no.
I've done both. Mentally and emotionally, yeah. I have lashed out at times when I'm in my absolute darkest and people are trying to help me, and I feel horrible for it. But I did also once when I was having a nightmare at a sleepover. My cousin was trying to wake me up, and I woke up by uppercutting him in the jaw.
Oh, jeez.
I don't even remember what the nightmare was, but I got scared and I threw a punch, and he was right above me.
I don't think I have. I really don't think I have.
That's good. Do you crave acceptance by others? Always.
Absolutely.
All the time. Why do you think I'm a Twitch streamer?
Exactly. Have you ever lost a loved one?
Yeah. Yeah, in a couple of ways. Yeah.
I don't know. Like the only loved one, like the friendship sort of way. It's like my pet cat, like my first pet cat.
Hmm.
That's like the only one that comes to mind.
I mean, it's whatever you feel is the, like, whatever you feel he's asking is, gives you the answer. Like, I've lost
Yeah.
loved ones across the board. I've lost friends that, I platonically love. I've lost, lovers in a romantic sense. I've lost family. Like, very familiar with loss, so.
Yeah, your list is definitely bigger than mine.
I also lost a goldfish when I was, like, 8, and that devastated me.
Oh no.
Legit cried for, like, 3 hours. It was so sad.
It's always the first loss that's the toughest.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what heartbreak feels like?
As a matter of fact, I do, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you believe in demons? Depends on what sense we're talking about, but I think everybody's got their own demons that they're dealing with in a metaphorical sense.
There's a lot of demons, to be honest.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yeah.
It is just kind of how you see things, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta go with yeah.
Hmm.
Do you believe in curses?
If you had asked me this, like, even 3 years ago, probably not, but, I'm open-minded. It's plausible. Would you consider yourself to be spiritual?
Whew. That's a really tough question.
Right. Like, spiritual is definitely different from, like, religious.
Mm-hmm.
I think, for me, I'm still gonna say no. More so because I don't really understand the concept very well, so I don't know if it applies to me. Based on my limited understanding of it, it's a no.
I'm gonna have to go with yeah. And it's very hard to describe why. It's just like there's just this weird energy in the world sometimes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it's very hard to read.
It's in what you feel. Are you afraid of dying alone?
I think we've been through this.
Yeah, so you asked that last time, and the answer was a resounding yes for me.
A resounding yes from both of us.
Mm-hmm.
If there was an undeniable proof that a ghost was haunting you, would you continue to live in your home? Like, as long as he pays rent.
Yeah, right. Long as he's got a job. It depends on what you mean by haunting. So, do you believe in ghosts? Zei?
Um, Probably no.
Fair. I have had a couple of experiences in the past to where I can't say no. Um, including in a house that I lived in for several years. So,
Huh.
as long as I don't feel that my health and safety are at risk, yeah, I mean, that's fine. It's just like having a housemate that doesn't talk. At least doesn't talk
Just
much.
ethereal.
Yeah. Just occasionally knock shit off my bookshelves. It's like it's
That's
like
something
having
I would do.
it's like having
I think
cats
that-
that you can't see. Have you ever seen an
But
object
yeah.
mysteriously move without being touched? I mean, I have.
I don't think I have, but I think my brain thinks it has. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, placebo. Like, or not placebo. Yeah, it's just like, did that thing move? I don't think it moved.
It's like
But I
a
think it
little,
moved. Did it
little
move?
bit of paranoia. Yeah.
And then you watch the thing for like 5 minutes to see if it moves again. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. Do you believe that it's possible for a game to summon supernatural forces into your life without you knowing it?
Not a game, no.
No.
Not a virtual game. Maybe a person? But in a video game. Would you like to
But
make more...
You go, you go.
Would you like to make more friends? I mean, yeah, who wouldn't? No, I guess that's
It's
not
always
fair.
nice to have friends.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I'm at a point where like, oh my god, I know so many people.
I am starting to get there, yeah. Where, like, I started to make a list of people I know, like, who I want to collab with, and after a minute, it was like, oh god. Oh, this is actually a lot of people. I need to...
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Yeah. Like, I played so many online games to where, like, my friends list would be, like, at the maximum.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to, like, go for an elite. Like, everyone's been offline for, like, what, 10 years at this point?
Mm-hmm. I had to do that for Overwatch once. I had to go through and call the herd because my friends list maxed out.
Oh, God. You know what's worst? I used to play every single Blizzard game.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a shared friends list, by the way.
It's entirely
my
possible
God.
that maybe we've crossed paths in Overwatch.
We probably have.
Who knows?
I don't play ranked, though. What did you play in Overwatch?
It really depended on my mood. I played every game mode. My
Ah.
favorite was probably Mystery Heroes. But it
I meant
really...
more so in, like, characters, but...
Oh, characters?
Yeah.
There was really 3 different eras for me. There was my DPS era where I was Junkrat main. Then around the time when nobody ever wanted to play support, I played Mercy because I could solo carry a team as Mercy.
True.
And then around the time that Brigitte came out, people stopped wanting to play tank, so I switched to playing tank, and it was just like a carousel of who I played.
Yeah, I just played the Shimada brothers, Ash, Widowmaker, Hunt, and Lucio, Ana, Zenyatta.
Yeah, that sound about right.
I mostly played tank, which was Zarya and Orisa.
I loved Orisa. She was definitely my best tank.
Oh yeah, she's so good. What do you consider yourself to be a good friend?
So I talked about this at length last time. I know the answer should be yes, but honestly, truly, for me, it is a no. I don't believe that I am. I feel like there's so much more that I could do, that I can give more than I take, because right now I feel like I receive more from my friends than I give.
There's some ways I'm like a good friend, and there's some ways like I'm not that good of a friend. It really depends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want me to bring the best out of people, yeah, I'm a good friend in that way. But, like, I don't really talk to people a lot. I'm like, I need a lot of space, really. I really do.
Yeah,
It's
I'm.
like, I kind of just pop up from now and then.
They're just doing a thing, and you'll pop up out of a bush or behind a couch. It's like, hey, what you doing? It's like, ah, say, haven't seen you in 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, yeah.
Being friends with Zei is like living in a horror game. Jump scares.
It's not too far from the truth, actually. I did like to scare them a lot. It's just something I do.
My friends like to scare me because I'm a naturally jumpy person, as many of you are well aware. So that's that's been something that I've dealt with all my life. People love to spook me because they get a big reaction out of me.
Yeah, that's why I like to scare people. I like being the monster. I don't like being the scary. I like to be at the fun end.
This is true. It's fucking like that. Thank you, Dawn. Anyway, I don't even remember what it was I was saying. Let's just move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Do you feel lonely? Right this second, no, because I have somebody with me. If you're talking just in the general sense,
In the general sense, absolutely.
thank you for
But
the hydrate.
right now, like I feel fine.
I don't know.
I'm
Like,
just gonna go with the general sense.
well, yeah, like I'm just talking in the general sense. I don't honestly know where I'm at right now, because this last
That was
month or so, I've been really working on, self-care and trying to improve myself and improve my mental and emotional state. And of course, that dark side of you is going to push back. And
a lot, yeah.
it's pushing back hard sometimes. And I don't really know where I'm at. But I think as of late, I'm gonna say no. I've been in a pretty good place for the last week or so, all things considered.
Well, that's really good to hear.
Oh, jeez.
Really. Yeah, that freaked me out too when I clicked.
Talk to
Like,
me.
what the hell?
We're
We're
talking
talking
to you.
to you.
Talking-
Do you make friends easily?
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%. High school, I had like friends in every single clique.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm really good at making acquaintances,
Mm.
but like when it comes to friends, I don't want to say it's hard because it's not. But I don't want to say it's easy either. It just kind of happens.
That's fair. For me, I'm a very social person. Um, I'm very extroverted, all things considered. Also, hello, Kat and Linky. Welcome in, you guys. It is week to week. It really is. Um, for the most part, I'm a rather extroverted person. I also, compared to a lot of other people, my threshold for what I consider a friend is lower. Like, I'm more willing to trust and accept and, call people a friend when they may necessarily call me an, acquaintance. Just, you know, they know of me.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar position because it really does not take a lot for me to call someone a friend. It's just like,
It's close friends. That's where the bar is
yeah,
really high.
yeah. I don't have a singular best friend. Like, best friend's more of a rank than a status at this point.
Best friend is kind of a fluid term. Like, I don't have a quote-unquote best friend. I have about 5 or so people that I would consider my closest friends. Like, Neff, for example, being one of them. I trust Neff implicitly. But there's a vast gap between when I start calling you a friend and when I start calling you a close friend.
Mm-hmm.
Do you tend to avoid drama where possible?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Mm,
It's not that I like drama, it's just that it really depends.
I don't know. Like, ideally, I would like to avoid drama, yes. But
Ideally.
I tend to end up in it, be it because, you know, I butt into situations, or I just happen to get involved. But I try to avoid it if I can, so I'm going to give a tentative yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta go with tentative yes too.
That's a very hesitant, questioning yes.
Yeah.
Yes, question mark.
Yes, question mark?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had a near-death experience?
This is a
Kinda?
yes. For me, it's a yes, exclamation point. I definitely have. I almost got run over trying to save my little brother from getting run over. He was fine. We were both fine. But... Ah.
Do you like horror movies?
I don't, actually.
No.
I love horror...
Resounding no.
I love horror games. Like, I adore playing horror games. Because I'm in control. But horror TV shows and movies, I don't like. Because all I can do is sit and watch.
Well, it really depends for me. If it's a slasher, get the popcorn. Let's see the stupid bitch die in the shower.
That's fair. I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea.
But like, when it comes to jump scares, it's only the jump scares for me.
Whoop.
Please no. Please no. It's just... Why?
This is all very interesting. It auto-scrolled for me. I don't know if it did the same for you.
I haven't clicked yet.
Okay. It auto-clicked on me for whatever reason. Or maybe I just barely feathered my enter button. I don't know. What's your favorite horror game? Probably Outlast. Outlast holds a very special place in my heart.
I played that with my dad. It was fun.
Have you
Kind of just
played?
like working together.
Yeah. Have you played The Test? As a matter of fact, yes, I have.
Yeah.
We both have. That's the spirit. What?
Have you played the horoscope? No.
I've never heard of that, no.
Me neither. But now we have.
Give it a whack. I'm totally not biased or anything.
That's
Right.
something someone biased would say.
I'm guessing that's another one of their games. I might have to do that. Oh, here we go. Do you watch porn? No.
No! No, who would do that? Like,
Yes.
what are we, dumb? Are we down bad? Are we...
I'm a degenerate.
A resounding yes.
I'm a filthy degenerate. I was definitely not. I'm not going to finish that statement. You take the next question.
Like, I'm in VTube. It's part of the job at this point. Would you consider yourself to be a hard worker? No.
Almost detrimentally so. For me is a yes. I work too much. I'm a workaholic.
I'm also a workaholic. It's just in a different way.
Fair.
Like, once I get tired, like, well, nap time.
Not me. I'm I don't know. I've got a good work ethic, but sometimes
Like,
to a detriment.
yeah, I had the ethic. It's just like how it's gonna work when I do get into that workaholic like groove. It's like, am I gonna pass out or am I actually gonna go to sleep?
Why is that guy hot? Smooch the bone man. You can't smooch the bone man.
I would if I could.
Wouldn't we all? I mean, look at him. Look at that chiseled jaw. Look at those eyes. Those eyes really jump
pretty
out at me.
eyes.
Do you
Well,
have...
I'm-
What's up?
I went for the entire I drink all the alcohol, basically.
Do you have a low opinion of yourself?
I don't want to say low, but it's definitely not high either.
I'm gonna say below average. I'm gonna get. This is another one of those tentative yeses. It's higher than it's been, but it is a very slow incremental climb.
I'm just gonna go with no. Because I know I could be a bit cocky, more sort of fun at this point, really.
It's good.
Would you consider yourself to be a confident person?
I'm sorry, have you met who you're interviewing?
Look, I have bravado, not confidence.
That's fair. I guess there is a difference between the two. You know what?
Wait.
I think.
Wait up.
But oh god, I don't know. Fuck it. In for a penny, I'm gonna say yes. On average, I tend to be on the higher end of, you know, enough bravado. It's a fake it till you make it kind of thing.
Exactly. That's how I got to free there. And eventually it got to a point where basically faking it just became acting.
Would you help an old lady across the street, even if you were running late for an appointment? Yeah? I mean,
Yeah.
if I'm already running late, what's a few extra minutes?
Yeah. Would you kill all your neighbor's pets just to save one of your own?
So,
I have a huge list to go through. I'm not doing that.
so, the way I'm imagining this. One of my cats say Leon gets out, runs outside, and like 3 of my neighbors have pets. We'll say dogs, because I don't know if they have cats or not, so we'll just say dogs. And they're all like bearing down on Leon, and it's a life or death. Like, I kill them or they kill him, and then probably kill me because I'm trying to kill them. I'm going in.
Here,
So,
BFG division.
yeah, I'm throwing down for my baby.
I fought a bit for like the it's all the pets here. I know for a fact they're actually good boys.
Mhm.
They just kind of walk around the neighborhood. It's a private road, so
Never actually
not
seen.
really much to worry about.
Never actually seen my neighbors' pets. I don't know if any of them have any. No, that's not true. My neighbors next door have like 3 dogs that are really annoying. Like, they're nice enough dogs, but they bark all
They're just
fucking
dogs.
night.
Yeah.
It's the neighbors that are shitty. The people that are shit, not the pets.
Yes.
Would I kill my neighbors to protect my pets? In a heartbeat.
In a heart.
For Twitch and legal purposes, that is a joke. Anyway. Have you ever tried to smother yourself with a pillow to see if you could actually suffocate yourself? A long time ago, when I was in a very, very dark place, yes, I did once. It was a long time ago.
I think I did it out of curiosity. Yes. That's
Can I
not a
survive?
joke.
Can I survive this pillow?
That's pretty close to how it went down.
That's like a Markiplier thing. That's funny.
Have you ever been caught dancing and you thought no one was watching?
Once,
Yes,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Yeah, one time. To the Madagascar.
Madagascar?
Mm-hmm. When they meet the lemurs.
Oh. I like to move it.
Yeah. That one. I was dancing when I was in middle school, I think. And I had the door closed. And I was having a good time. And I was like slowly turning around and dancing. And I stopped when I made full rotation and I saw my dad had the door wide open with a big grin. I'm like, you asshole.
You saw nothing. You saw nothing.
I think that's what I said. It was like, you didn't see anything. And he's like, sure I did. And then closed the door. Like, you fucker.
If I get a song stuck in my head, even if it's like not playing in the world, I just dance sometimes. This is what I do. I took a dance class for a reason.
I can't dance for shit. Most I get is the little, like, side-to-side shuffle, wiggle, whatever you want to call it that you see me do on camera. It's the closest you're gonna get to Dancing Crow. Have you ever tried to roll your eyes back so far just to... Have you ever tried to roll your eyes back so far just to see if they'd really get stuck? That read kind of weird, but, once, yeah. And,
Yeah, I read that in my head. It's like, I may have read Rickroll. On God.
I'm gonna give you up. No. But yeah, once when I was told, like, if you roll your eyes too far back, they'll get stuck. I'm like, really? Ah, it didn't work.
I never heard that, honestly.
Yeah.
That's a first for me.
It's one of those, like, don't roll your eyes at people type of thing. So then you make that up, like, don't roll your eyes or your eyes will get stuck. It's like the whole, you know, don't make a face or it'll get stuck that way.
Have you ever played a practical joke that you regret pulling on someone? No. To my surprise, no.
Probably, maybe? I don't know. I don't pull a whole lot of jokes. I'm not that much of a prankster. I'm gonna tentatively say no, just because I don't remember. And usually when I pull jokes, I usually lean into them. But I'm more of a, like, stand-up comedy kind of guy, or an improv comedy, than I am, you know, prankster practical joke.
Yeah, that's like one of my strengths in theater. Like, I was just really good at improv. Just like exaggerate the moment when you get to it, especially if you get something. Just go with the wind.
By the way, Don reminded me. You guys that are listening in, feel free to answer along with us. This is a fun little exercise. Fun to get to know each other. Are you streaming live right now? Nope, absolutely not. Definitely not. Twitch, never heard of her. Yeah.
Well, hello there, audience.
You can follow me at twitch.tv/FateTheTest. Imagine if they actually had... I would love it if they actually had a Twitch channel to plug. It'd be really
That
dumb.
would be hilarious.
Called out, yeah, called out. 100% called out. Hello, Fate.
100% called out. Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean are playing.
Love that song.
Thanks, Spock.
I like Pirates.
Yes.
I like
Are you
Pirates.
recording this game? Are you recording this game session right now? Technically, yes.
Technically, yes, but I'm gonna say no, because technically, no. Like, it's like a temporary recording. I mean, I guess you could exploit it. You're making me think too much, Fate! If I told you that I was watching you play this game right now, would you believe me? Absolutely not. I had the same conversation with the person who did this last time. You don't know who I am. You don't know that I'm playing this. Guarantee you've never heard of me. And I guarantee you're not watching. Unless...
Let me check the users in chat.
Unless you are
okay,
secretly...
that's an obvious lie.
Unless you are secretly Princess Pinky Linky VT and I'm being pulled through a massive prank. The answer is no.
Yeah, no. If you left a comment for me at any point in time, I've read your words. Does this bother you?
I never left a comment, so no. I mean, it wouldn't bother me anyway, but yeah, no. Excuse me, why me? If you've left a comment for me. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you. Wait. I'm losing track. Hold on.
You're good.
Okay. If you left a comment for me, does it make you feel positive that I haven't paid attention to what you've taken the time to write?
Again, I have not left a comment, but had I left a comment, Yes, it would be a positive feeling to know that you actually read it. So,
Yeah.
in this context, I'm going to say yes, because only because he's saying if, and we're twisting the cadence. Stop making me think, Fate. Do you
Stop
understand?
fate.
What? Thought break? Is that what you
Fate's gonna
said?
stop fate. You're gonna fry his brain.
Do you understand that no matter what, I appreciate you?
You
Yeah,
know, consider it's fate. Yeah.
yeah. Even if we're just talking from the game developer standpoint, we spent our money buying your game, and we're taking the time to play your game and stream it to others for their enjoyment. If I was in your shoes, I'd appreciate that. Yeah. I really do.
Are you afraid of snakes?
Are, are you afraid of snakes, Box? I am. No, I'm not afraid of snakes.
I like snakes. They're great.
my my 4th and 5th grade teacher had a pet snake, so
Oh.
that took care of that. Do you believe in magic?
Not like Fireball, unfortunately.
No, This is one I spent a long time talking about this one on the last test. All magic is just something that we don't have like a scientific explanation for. That's all magic has ever been throughout history. We haven't had the answer, so the fallback answer is magic. So the example that was brought up to me during my run through of this was things like tarot readings, you know, or even like certain tests. It's mind fuckery, but it's unexplained. So in a loose sense, it is magic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a tentative yes, but again, not in the fancy fireball sense.
Yeah. Maybe it's for the best, though.
Man, well, yeah. If people could just cast fireballs, the world would be in such disarray.
The DMs be so mad. Just can't cast Fireball.
That'd be great.
Have you cried in the last month?
Yeah, I cried about a week and a half ago.
Hold on, let me count.
Let me count how many times. Are we talking positive or negative here? Shit. Let me start over.
I cry a lot when I'm laughing.
Oh, I haven't even thought about like happy tears. Like laughing till you cry. Oh, that runs up the list. Count even higher.
I'll go with yes, why not?
Do you have a hero?
Keanu Reeves. Unironic, Keanu Reeves.
I have a lot of like idols, people that I idolize. Do I have a hero? I'm going to give a tentative yes, because I wouldn't necessarily say that he's like full on a hero, but he's heroic to me. Neff, honestly, he has been so helpful. He's been doing everything in his power to try to uplift me and keep me from falling back and stumbling worse than I do. Trying to help keep me, moving forward. And I honestly don't know what I would do without him. No. He's very heroic in my mind. I'm gonna say yeah. Not tell him.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if he's in chat right now?
just like, oh, you're so sweet.
You typically learn from your mistakes? As the tryhard I am, yes, absolutely.
Depends on the mistake that we're talking about, because sometimes I like to just brute force myself into that wall over and over again until it works. Definition of insanity? I know. But also, definition of a good time. Yes.
Well,
Typically,
considering
yes.
my mobile analytics just like popped up like 3 minutes ago, because it just started up for some reason. I don't
Mhm.
know why. Yeah, I learned from mistakes in lots of many ways. I record like I like to be good at games, because if I'm good at games, if people shit talk, they can't talk shit if I'm beating their ass.
Live and learn. Great Sonic song.
Like I'm just saying, you have more fun when you're kicking ass.
It's true. You do have more fun when you're on top. Do you enjoy outdoor activities? I do.
Yeah, yeah, gardening, especially gardening.
I can't garden for shit. I don't have a green thumb. I've never successfully raised a plant. They always die. um, but I do like camping. Camping and fishing are very fun. Very relaxing. Well, fishing is relaxing. Camping can be stressful because bugs.
Yeah,
But
I hate bugs a lot.
I still have fun.
Would you consider yourself to be lazy?
Oh boy, do I. I know it's not
I,
actually laziness for me. It's a whole bunch of issues that are undiagnosed, not dealt with. But in my mind, I could do better.
I had to go with yes, technically.
Mm-hmm. Do you sometimes find it difficult to stay motivated? Yeah.
Yes and no.
I.
Because when it comes to for me to like motivate myself,
Mm-hmm.
it stems from a place that's honestly a bit dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's not positive motivation, it's negative motivation.
Yeah. I certainly have times where that's what I end up using as negative reinforcement, just to get me to go and do things. Um,
Hmm.
but I my motivation comes in bursts where there will be a period, could be, a couple hours, could even span over a day or two, where I am like, I'm going to solve the world's problems as a one-man army. Let's fucking go. And then I'll go weeks, or if I'm really bad, like feeling particularly bad, months where I have no motivation to do anything. Like, it's bad to admit, I haven't done dishes in like 3 weeks. I just can't. I don't know why. I legitimately don't know why. But I look at things to do when I don't have the motivation to do them, and I'm like, I just can't. Brain just says no sometimes.
Yeah, I know that feeling too.
Do you put the needs of others before yourself? All the time. Constantly. I do.
That's a trick question. That's a really trick question.
Hey, Angel, how's it going? Hey, Kyoko. Thank you.
At
Welcome in.
one point in my life, this is obviously yes,
Mm-hmm.
but when I broke off from like my last friend group, I realized I had to like actually put myself first for once.
Mm-hmm.
So at a time, like obviously yes, but now it's like a tentative like
Tentative no? No question mark?
yeah, yeah, it's a tentative no.
I'm working on that. There's definitely one thing that I've been trying to get better at as of late. But it's a long road.
You can't help others if you can't help yourself.
It's true. It's very true.
Would your family and friends describe you as kind? Undoubtedly so.
100%. There is a. I don't remember if I clipped or highlighted it. But for my birthday or anniversary 24-hour stream, we called my mom, and that was one of the things that she said. And she was essentially trying to sell me to whoever was willing to date me. Mom trying to marry me off. So yes,
Uh,
the answer is yes.
that's so adorable. I love it.
She's very sweet. Have you ever cheated in a relationship? I'm not proud of it, but once. One time,
Well,
when I was very young, didn't fully grasp, like, what being in a relationship
concept.
really meant. I did. And boy, was that put down and put away, like, never again fast. But
Well, first off, both of you two assumed I was in a relationship.
fair.
Real though, I've only been like what, 2? And they didn't last long. I put a stop to that like the minute I saw a red flag.
That's good. I I see red flags and I'm like, that'd be fine. I'm sure it's green on the other side. Once means you've learned, twice means you didn't. This is very true. Well said, Jace. And hello and welcome in. Have you ever been cheated on in a relationship?
No.
Every relationship, as a matter of fact. Literally,
Oh god.
with one exception, literally every single time I was cheated on. And in all of those instances, only once did I end it when I found out. Maybe I should have said no to learning my lessons from mistakes.
It is what it is.
Hmm.
Would you consider yourself to be judgmental? Well, fuck.
A little bit.
That's a tough one.
I generally try not to be.
At one point, very so. But not like in the like I judge you because your lifestyle or anything like that or anything remotely like that. It's just like when it comes to like your actions, that's it for me.
I think I'm going to say no. Ooh. Thank you for the jump scare. Hi. Well. Hang on. Ah.
Yep, that's me. Hi, Jace.
Yes, that is Zay. So, what was I saying? Judgmental. Overall, I'm gonna say no, because I generally try to see the best. I genuinely try to not be. Obviously, sometimes that doesn't always happen. Sometimes things slip through. Sometimes I make a judgment before really having any answers. But all in all, I would like to think that I'm not a judgmental person.
I'm gonna go with a lesser tentative no.
I see. Are you a
Are you
hero?
a hero to someone else?
I don't think so. Am I? I don't think so.
I know I am, because I actually had this conversation with a friend, like yesterday, actually.
Really?
Yeah, for real.
He's watching you.
Probably is.
Like,
Is he-
I
No, wait.
I
No.
cast my character as, you know, I'm one of the heroes, the reincarnated heroes of legend or whatever. I don't think I'm anybody's personal hero.
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Do you love animals? Yes, I do.
Yes.
I would have so many animals and pets if I could afford and had the space to do so. You have no idea.
Look, I just say I play Ranger and Druid slot for a reason. Have all the cats.
Might have to do that with a D&D character at some point. Just have a horde of animals at my beck and call.
Mm-hmm. I keep losing track of who's on who.
Would
We
you
just get super into it.
Fucking Jesus.
It happened again.
Why? Why do you do this to me? This guy's trying to give me a fucking heart attack. I had a stroke writing that. I had a stroke listening to that. Anyway, would you rather I just read them all? Make it a little bit easier? Or do you want to keep bouncing back and forth?
We'll keep bouncing back. We'll just see. It's either one or two.
That's fair. Are you not entertained? Maybe not a hero. Maybe not a hero, but someone I admire. Wait. Maybe not a hero, but someone I admire you a bit. I appreciate. I see what you mean now by had a stroke trying to write that.
Yeah. I see at the end.
I appreciate that. But this one is you.
Have you ever found a family member on Tinder? I wanted to hit them with super like just to make shit real awkward. I've never been on Tinder, but holy hell, this is sounded hilarious.
That sounds wonderfully hilarious. If I was presented with the opportunity, absolutely I would. Gotcha, cousin. You did. You always got my back. It would be hilarious and I would do it. But I think I'm the only person in my family that uses Tinder. I mean, I haven't even used Tinder in a long time. But I know my family member, I'm pretty sure they don't. Either way, I don't think Tinder lets you match with people that you are friends with Facebook on. So, it wouldn't happen anyway.
Joke's on you, I don't have Facebook.
Well, there you go. That adds to it. But to answer your question, Fate, no, this has never happened.
Girl, same. That's what he says.
Damn it. That you may not be a hero, but I admire you quite a bit. I don't know what happened. No, I got what you meant, and I appreciate it. Yeah, me neither. Definitely didn't do that.
Worm.
I'll have a worm. First I'll read, then I'll have a worm. Do you enjoy drinking alcohol? Not really, actually.
Even though I drink some like before stream or like during the setup or like at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Or right now.
Not really. Not really, no. I
don't like the taste of alcohol.
It's hit or miss for me. It's just like it depends on how strong it is. I'm weak.
Like,
I'm not a lightweight, but I just like haven't gotten tipsy.
Well, specifically like the, ethanol tasting.
Yeah.
Like, alcohol. Like, I'll have alcoholic beverages. Beers, some beers are okay. Long Island iced tea's okay. Tequilas are usually okay. But when you get to the stuff that tastes like you're just downing straight, gasoline, when you get to like vodka, it's a no for me, dog. But a worm's a yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zay.
Linky, you fucking with Skyrim booby physics.
Boobums. I mean, who doesn't love good booby physics?
Like, all I'm gonna say is I felt that. I felt that, Linky.
Is that why you became a VTuber? Skyrim, specifically?
A little bit, maybe. I don't know.
I agree. I don't mind a little bit of actual taste of alcohol, but it has to work with the drink. That's fair.
Yeah, like margaritas.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Are you intoxicated right now? No.
Oh yeah, just blast it off my ass drunk. No.
Well,
Good
that
work.
makes one of us.
Do you like the phrase sneaky snake? I do. It's very fun to say.
I think I actually do say this from time to time.
I've never said it. I think that's the first time I've ever said it out loud. But very funny to me.
Are these questions a bit strange to you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I heard stranger.
I've heard stranger. Still strange. Do you have a vivid imagination?
Absolutely.
I would hope so. I would think so. I'm gonna say yeah.
Do you feel uncomfortable in large social settings?
Shit. Yeah. I know I just said that I was extroverted earlier, but when we get to large settings, yeah, I'm not generally very comfortable with lots of people. Like, I'm cool with like 5 to maybe 7 people max.
If you threw me into a party, I would actually be fine. Even though I'm like introverted and stuff like that. It's just like, I'm not going to talk to a lot of people, but I will have fun.
That's fair. Would you consider yourself to be antisocial? No, not me.
No.
I love people most of the time.
Do you hold a grudge for long periods of time? I'm like a dwarf. I have the entire book for them.
I have the capacity to do so, yes. I certainly have in the past. Do I currently possess any long-standing grudges? No, actually, yeah, no, I do. So, yes, resounding yes. Have you ever urinated in public? Are we talking like porta potty / public bathroom, or are we talking like pissing on the side of the street?
I think they made pissing on the side of the street.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with no.
well, yeah. I mean, yeah, the answer is yes.
What the?
You're not getting the story. Do you like pineapple on your pizza? I do, actually. I knew I
This is
liked
a
you.
tentative yes.
I knew I liked you. It's good.
Oh,
I like it. It could be because I grew up with it. Like my family liked it, so it was always an option whenever we ordered pizza. But
I still consider it a sin, but I don't mind it.
it is an acceptable sin.
We're all sinners down here.
Mm-hmm.
What do you consider yourself to be? Selfish?
Selfish or shellfish? Because you get a different answer depending on what you're asking, Fate. Selfish, yes. I would consider myself to be a selfish person. And this ties back to my answer of would I consider myself to be a good friend? I don't think that I am. I don't think that I do enough for people.
I'm gonna go with no. At one point, I will admit yes.
Stretch.
But that's a long time ago.
Thank you for the stretch. Hang on. Wait a sec. I'm gonna stretch
Do you
some demons
think
out.
Oh god. The stretch. Do you think you got a big ego?
Again, Fate, do you know who you're talking to here? Have you met me? Have you met us? Two of the biggest egos on Twitch, my friend.
For
Absolutely.
real. Have you seen me in League? Have you seen me in League? I'm absolutely toxic. I am radiating pure big dick confidence, aka ego. Yes.
100%. We'll redeem the ASMR voice. So you're getting Fate all the time. Thank you. And I must ask, where the actual fuck are you getting all of these points? Would you consider yourself to be kinky? According to my BDSM test results, a little bit, yeah. You're not gonna know the answers, or to what, or what my kinks are, unless you specifically ask Fate. But the answer to this one is yes.
Uh, due to my test, I am 90% vanilla, much to our dismay. That was beautiful.
Have you ever masturbated into a fishbowl?
What?
Oh my! Why is this a question? No.
Talk
No, I
about
have that.
semen.
God damn it.
But it's a great masturbate.
Zay, I appreciate you. The fact that this question exists means someone came up with the idea. It's true. Or came up with some idea. Well then, you can't be that kinky. How dare you?
That sounds like a challenge.
It is.
Would you consider yourself to be religious?
Maybe once upon a time, sure. But that was a different time with a very different crow. Nowadays, no. No, I would not.
In a strange sense, yes. It's not traditional, but
I remember you made a tweet about this.
yes.
About this a couple of days ago.
I did. I can't remember the quote, but
Something about coming full circle.
yeah.
Would you consider yourself to be temperamental? Generally, no. Sometimes I can have my moments. But overall, thank you for the fart. I'd like to think that I'm relatively level-headed.
Give me a minute. I'm grabbing head pats.
Head pats, you say?
It's happening. Yep. Or in this case, tail pats.
The religion of tail pats.
Mm-hmm.
If I might make a suggestion for your redeem, you do have the ability to turn on requiring comments for the redeem, so people can just directly say if they want head or tail pats.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah, I forgot to
I
do
forget
that for.
that's a mechanic.
I forgot to do that for one of my redeems, so I did that right before stream started.
Temperamental.
Hey, listen.
Temperamental. Yes?
Yes? Question mark.
I think I gotta go with yes.
Go for it. It's a tentative yes.
If you had to kill someone to save your own life, but you knew they didn't deserve it, would you do it?
No.
No.
I don't think I could, no. Interesting. Would you sacrifice your own life for a complete stranger?
No offense, no.
I think I would have to know more about the situation. But if I didn't even see them, like I was just told, either you die or somebody in that other room dies. And that's it. that's the end of the scenario, I'm gonna have to say no. Now, if you make me look them in the eyes, then that's a different answer. But I'm gonna say no right now. Even more interesting.
Have you ever been inside of a burning building?
No. Do not do it.
Nope.
Never do it. Have you ever been to a funeral?
Yeah.
Luckily for me, no, I have not.
If you could attend your own funeral before you die, would you take the opportunity to do so?
Oh, hell yeah.
And, hell yeah.
Like,
That sounds like a great time.
even from a less memey standpoint, getting to know, like, see the reactions, to know what people thought, what people say, like, there will be no truer answers, no truer emotions or thoughts about me than in that moment. There would be nothing left to doubt.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
listen.
get to see everyone show up, who shows up, who doesn't show up, what they say, how they like to the funeral, do they respect your wishes? I don't know about you, but I'd be completely fine with a shallow grave. On one condition. They plant a tree on top of my grave.
Zay, are we
Like, dead ass.
becoming the same person? That is
Are we?
legitimately what I wanted. When I die, I don't want some fancy headstone or anything. I want a tree. I want
Yeah,
a tree.
just give me a tree.
I want a tree planted that will grow and, I don't know, be useful to somebody.
I don't know, bear fruit. Just something, you know? It's pretty. You know, like me.
I want a peach. I want a peach tree. Hold on, let me catch up on
I'll
my
go for
chat.
apple tree.
No, because then I know when I'm gonna die. That's fair. I mean, unless it could come from my family. It's a no. That's fair. Stumps redeems self-love. Just want to say I love hanging out here in this community and with you, Crow. It always makes my day, and I just really appreciate y'all. I appreciate that, Stumps. I have to come up with something that I really like about myself. I actually had something written down. No, that's a tweet idea. Hold on. Here we go. I love and appreciate my thirst for knowledge and my drive to always learn more. I'm always looking to learn things and expand what I know. And I think that's a good trait.
That is a good trade.
You, by the way, if ever somebody redeems something in my chat, be it, something as simple as hydrate or as complex as self-love, please, by all means, feel free to join me. If you could see into the future, but you were told that it would only reveal the absolute worst of what's in store for you, would you still look? 10 minutes have passed, I can talk normally again. No. If all I could see was the worst of what's gonna come, I'd just be a nervous wreck all the time, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and say no to that. I'll figure it out as it comes.
This is tricky. I'm going to say no. If you had the power to stop time, would you use it to do something you know you shouldn't do?
Yeah. Yeah, but...
Like rob a bank?
Maybe? You're talking about the scenario that I brought up? Maybe.
What's your scenario?
I guess. Yeah, I would do it. I would 100% do it.
I would do it, both for good and bad.
Maybe only once. But, yeah, I mean, the opportunity's there. And if time stops, like, no one's gonna know. If you had the power to remove one person from Earth, never to return again, would you use it? In a heartbeat?
Yes. Heartbeat. Heartbeat.
Without remorse.
Without a second thought. Not even a first thought.
Mm.
Instinct.
Welcome back, guys.
If I told you that I understand you better than you understand yourself, would you believe me? Honestly, knowing me, yeah.
Yeah. I'm learning a lot about myself that I thought I knew, but I don't actually know. And right now, where I am in life, where I am mentally and emotionally, I don't fully have a grasp on who I am or who I think I am right now. I'm kind of refiguring myself out. So, with how well this game picked me apart last time, probably.
I've never been able to understand myself. Like, nothing's, like, sticks in place for long.
If someone threatened to kill you, would your first response be to react in violence?
No, my first response would be, try me, bitch.
I think it depends on how they go to threaten me. Like, if they've got a gun, it also depends on how close they are to me. Generally speaking, I'm gonna say yes. Like, we're talking real threats. Like, not, you know, like my friend Trevor going, I'm gonna kill you. Like, that's just him, you know, being a New Yorker. But
Being a New Yorker?
if someone legitimately, like, pulled out a knife and is like, I'm gonna kill you right here, I'd be like, alright, let's go.
If a stranger stole money from you to support their drug addiction, would you forgive them? If they apologize to you? No.
No. I don't think I could. Like, if it was for something a little bit better, like, you know, supporting a dying child or something, sure. But if it's to
Or
support a
drug rehab, or something. I don't
Right.
know.
but just to feed the beast, shit.
Yep.
Did I say yes? I might have accidentally said yes. God damn it. That's fine.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. If a family member said something nasty about you behind your back, would you confront them about it directly? Yeah. I mean, yeah. If they're family, yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Like,
Maybe.
on the one hand,
Hold on.
yes.
That's tough. That's tough.
So here's the way that I rationalize it. On the one hand, they're family, and the whole idea of you should be able to talk to your family about shit, including confronting them about things, stands in my mind. But also, most of my family, on the other hand, if they say something nasty, and I confront them, and it gets more nasty, okay, then fine, fuck you. I generally don't talk to you much anyway. if you don't like me,
like that.
if you don't like me, I've got people who do like me. So go away.
I guess I confront them about it, but it's in a very Zei approach. I'm very, not so direct, very much more so, I know what you did last summer.
Thank you for the bits, Jace. Oh, you're a good bird. This is for you. It's like birdseed. Thank you, Jace.
Like, I'm very snide, very, passive-aggressive about it.
I think it depends on what was said. Chat, appreciate you all, truly. You're a great community, and I'm honored to be a part of it. Jace, we're honored to have you as a part of it. You are a fantastic person. You've been great to all of us. Thank you. Anyway, to answer your question, Fate, I'm saying yes. What is with these questions?
If you had to eat raw squirrel brains for 3 days to stay alive, would you do it?
I mean, if I had
Probably.
to, sure. I'll try anything once, but why? If you woke up tomorrow and none of your family...
I probably would.
I mean, I would try it once, regardless. I'll try anything once.
Knowing me with how I get, if I'm pushed to the brink just enough, yeah, I probably would.
I mean, if I had to, like, to survive, I'll eat anything. Well, almost anything. If you woke up tomorrow and none of your family remembered who you were, would you choose to leave and start a new life? No. I still rely on my family. I still care about my family. I couldn't do that. I don't think I could manage.
I see this as a win.
What's there to lose?
What's there to lose? Exactly. I see this as a win. It's a no still, but it's a win.
Mm-hmm.
If a homeless man is clearly sick, for reason, and utterly miserable in the rain, would you be willing to give him your clothes and walk him home naked? Oh, walk home naked. That might strange, but
I don't know if I would necessarily say naked. I'd keep my boxers. You know, just so you don't have junk swinging around as I'm walking home. But yeah, dude was sick and, you know, not doing well. Fucking, I'd give him the clothes on my back. Have my shirt, have my jacket. You look cold, have my pants. Yeah. Yeah, I'd do that. Like, I have more clothes at home. If I lose a shirt, big deal. I could buy another one. If someone accidentally hit you in their car, but you suffered no injuries whatsoever, would you still be upset with them? A little bit. Like, if I didn't get hurt, I'd be like, dude, what the fuck? Watch where you're going. And then go on my way. You know? Like, that'd be the end of it. But
yeah, I'd be a little upset, really.
I think I'd be more miffed than anything. I don't think I'd be genuinely upset. Because on the one hand, you didn't get hurt. On the other hand, you have a dope-ass story that you can tell. Going into wherever you are, you're just like, yo, I just got hit by a car! I would immediately flip that into a cool story. So, no.
You know what?
Generally, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I'm with you there, actually, yeah. That makes complete sense.
If anything, I'm gonna thank them, like, sir and/or madam and/or whatever you prefer to go by. Thank you for hitting me with your car. I'm gonna get a lot of mileage out of this. There it is.
I got you, homie. I got you.
Appreciate you.
Have you looked for any hidden messages, meanings, or messages within these questions?
Absolutely
I
not.
forgot about this.
So did I.
People forgot about this.
Maybe you should have been. No, I'm good. It's like, when you have hidden meanings or messages, you're like, did you know that the last letter of the last 4 questions spell out the word butt? Like, that's the extent of your hidden meanings. Are you wondering if there's a deeper meaning to all of this, other than simply saying the word butt? No. No, I am not. Whatever your deeper meaning is, believe me when I say I do not care.
I'll go with yes. Miracles happen every day. Do you agree?
Yeah. 100%. Some are bigger than others. But it's like the old saying goes, every day is a miracle. There's always something. Umbrellas aren't worth lugging around, and you don't mind getting rained on. Do you agree? No, actually, I disagree. I generally don't mind getting rained on, but I would prefer not to. So, that, and, I mean, I have an umbrella that's shaped like the Master Sword, so it's a win for me. I'm gonna say no.
I like the rain. I really like the rain. I don't mind if it gets on me.
I like
In
no
fact,
rain.
like depending on how strong it is, I like walking in it.
Yeah, light rain is definitely a lot more pleasing than a fucking torrential downpour.
Yeah, I'll take like a medium.
But I like No Rain by Blind Melon, if that counts.
Hey! I know that song.
All I can say is that my life
That
is
my
pretty
life
plain.
is pretty plain.
I like watching the puddles gather
Let's
rain.
gather rain.
Red is a prettier color than pink. Do you agree?
You know what? Yeah.
In the general sense of pretty, like when I think of the word pretty, I think of pink. So I'm gonna say no. I think it is, depending on the instance, in some instances, it is a more visually appealing color, but when I think of the word pretty, pink jumps out at me before red does. Personally. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It is subjective.
When I think of pretty, it's either like red lipstick or yellow flowers.
That's yellow is a very pretty color. I'm 100% biased on it.
When I think pink, I unironically think of pink lemonade.
I love pink lemonade. That
So
was
good.
when I played soccer in high school and college. That was always my drink of choice after practice or after a game. Like whenever my dad picked me up from practice, first thing we did was we'd stop at a gas station and get me a bottle of pink lemonade.
I just generally like lemonade.
Lemonade's good.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag blowing in the wind?
Wanting to start again? No? I don't fully get the context of the song. I'm gonna say no. I know the reference you're making, but
Well, I'm gonna have to go with no. Because plastic bags don't deteriorate.
that's fair. God knows I break down all the
litter.
time.
Yeah, don't litter, kids. Don't litter. If you're gonna litter, be like an orange.
Mm.
Like, something that actually decomposes.
Be like an orange. Compostable. Eating in front of people can be awkward. Do you agree? Absolutely not.
No.
I literally have a Twitch redeem that makes me eat in front of people on camera, so no.
Things used as a ceremonial wedding gift are so outdated. Do you agree?
This,
He has a point.
so I think this. Oh, hey, speaking of worms, so I think it comes down to, I don't know, your ideas of marriage and what you want. I am a little bit more traditional in some senses, including, you know, whenever I get married, I would like to have, you know, wedding rings.
I'm going to go with a tentative no.
Hi, Neff. Thanks for the jump scare.
Hey, next year.
God, my heart's racing. Anyway, don't choke on the worm. Don't worry, my jaw locked when that jump scare came through. That has become my like default response to when the Redead scream goes off. Is everything just like seizes up and locks? Like, Become a rock. Thank you for the hydrate, Don. Hey everyone, finally not lurking. Hello now. Did you get the fun question, or to the fun questions, Crow? We've had some fun questions, yeah.
Yeah.
Like masturbating in a fishbowl. That broke me. Did you realize the first 5 letters of the last 6 questions, when combined, spell out the word murder? I did not know that, no. I wasn't paying attention. Worm. Hey, Nindo.
Do you know why that is?
Are you gonna murder me?
Because we're getting away with murder. Now I have Papa Roach stuck in my head.
Papa Roach? On me, everything is alright. Is that? No, that's Uncle Cracker. Never mind. Different family named entity.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make you slightly uncomfortable? No, it does not. You can spell whatever you want, dog.
Are you going to start paying closer attention to what you may have gotten yourself into? I'm
Nope.
going to try to.
I'm not. You can
Keyword, try.
You
Try.
can put all the subliminal messages you want, my man. It's gonna go way over my head. How would you Papa Roach and Uncle Cracker is great. Yeah, appreciate you now. Do you realize it's too late to turn back now? It's too late.
Kinda,
to
yeah.
apologize. Yeah. Ah, fuck. Hi.
Oh, shit!
It's here. Thanks.
Do you hear someone in your room?
No.
Mic check.
Check 1 2. Check it out.
1 2 3. 1 2 3 6 9.
Ah.
Technically, yes.
I'm gonna say no, because I know what you're going for, Fate. I hear a lot of whispers, very aggressive whispers from the game. Do you see the shadows closing in?
It's pitch black.
I'd say it does actually feel oddly dark in here. I'm gonna say yes. Could be because of my sound padding, but it feels darker than it probably should be. Speaking of,
I like dark,
hold on.
so I'm kind of fine here.
Let me make it darker. How's that for spooky? You feel
Do
like
you feel like you're being watched?
I mean, we are being watched. But in the
On
horror
live television.
being watched right now by all you beautiful people back at home. But in your sense, the creepy sense, Fate? Maybe a little bit. No. But when you say it, no. Did you look around your room a moment ago? I did, yes. Yeah, I did. I 100% did.
Joke's on you. My door doesn't have a lock. I wish it did. But it doesn't have a lock.
Joke's on you. My door's unlocked.
Do you like long walks on the beach? Yes.
Yeah, I do.
For the few times I've been on a beach.
Mm. Oh, and then Neff's favorite part of this. They are behind you. In your blind spot. Slowly. Ever so constantly. Creeping. In. Do you enjoy giving gifts to people? I do. I very much do. I love seeing their
Absolutely.
reactions.
Have you ever felt like giving up on life?
More times.
Well, here we go.
Now we're getting into the hard hitting stuff. More times than I care to admit. More recently than I would like to admit. Yeah. Yeah, I have.
In many different ways. Yeah.
Do you love your family more than you love yourself? I do. I really do.
My idea of family extends like beyond that of just blood.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really do count my close friends as family.
100%. Like, we were talking about Neff earlier. He's like a brother to me at this point.
Exactly. Eventually, just like you just meet people who like makes you grow more than your parents like ever did that you grow.
There's some people that really help you grow into the person that you're meant to be. They
Hmm.
help they help shape who that person is.
Do you have a best friend who's clearly better than the rest of your friends? No, I can't pick a favorite color. I can't even pick a favorite color. You expect me to pick a best friend?
I mean, yellow's a pretty good color. Just saying. Ah. But no, I don't think I have a one best friend to rule them all. I have one person I consider my best friend. Is he the best person? No. Still my best friend. It's fair. Do you think there's some kind of conspiracy behind the coronavirus? No. It's, it's
No.
no.
You believe that you're human? I wish I did it sometimes.
Yeah, right. Like, I don't know. I'm jealous of birds. But yeah, I'm very human. If you could turn invisible, but you could never be visible ever again once you decided to use your power for the first time, would you ever use it?
In the chat, I already know you're gonna say this. The main reason why I said yes is because I'm trying to blend in.
I'm gonna say no. I feel like that would just be a bit of an inconvenience. And also, I mean, at some point, someone's gonna discover that you still exist, you're just invisible, and then you become just an unending, undying government test subject. I don't want to get poked and prodded for the rest of my life.
Exactly, that's why I blend in. As long as the government doesn't know about me, we're good.
Very true. So
If you knew someone was about to rob a convenience store, but you knew that they're doing it to feed their family, would you stop them? No. I got 99 problems. This isn't one.
as somebody who has been on the receiving end of an armed robbery, yes. I understand that people have their reasons. I understand that you have a family that you need to feed. But I also understand what that trauma is like that you're going to inflict on somebody. And I can't allow that. Ideally, I would like, if I am able to, I would much rather just buy you what you need. Like, $50 can go a long way. I can eat a little less if that means that you can feed your family for a couple more days and not, you know, ruin somebody else's life in the process.
When I think rob, I think like you get in, you get out. Like I was not thinking about like armed robbery. I was thinking like just
Shoplifting?
yeah.
No, if it's shoplifting, I don't give a shit. Like, for legal reasons, for job reasons, this is a joke. If somebody were to steal shit from my store, it is like if someone were stealing diapers, I didn't see anything. Company that I work for, that is a joke. I would. Actually, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in that situation.
Like I'm thinking of more like the peace steal the rift and like robbery type of thing. Not less so like armed robbery.
Yeah. Now, if it like stealing's a very different situation. I don't give a shit. I've like you said, I got 100 problems, and that is not going to be one of them. But if we're talking, you know, armed robbery, violence, that's when I would probably try to get involved, depending on a lot of factors. But I can't just stand idly by. If you were stranded on a remote island with a stranger, and you were both starving to death, but you found a secret stash of food that they didn't know about. Would you share with them? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not gonna let them die. Or, you know, try to eat me because they're starving.
Ooh. Yeah, I would share.
Sharing is caring. And whatnot.
If you could turn into an eagle for 1 year, but you wouldn't be able to turn it back into a person until that 1 year had passed, would you do it?
Based on the context of this question, I'm going to assume that we're going to survive A-okay. And not die as an eagle. This just means that I get 1 full year being free from all of my earthly troubles and traumas and bills that I have to pay. I could just fly around and gobble up mice or whatever eagles do. Fuck yeah. Absolutely. Plus, how many people could say they got to be an eagle? I love this question.
You know what? It probably. Nah, I would say no. It sounds fun though.
100%. Birds are great. If you had the opportunity to earn riches beyond your wildest dreams, but fighting a grizzly bear to the death, using nothing but a machete and an army helmet, would you do it? 100% yes. Bring it the fuck on.
Yeah. Have you seen Russia? This is nothing.
Would I lose? More than most likely, yeah. But god damn it if I'm gonna try.
If you had to pick one basic food item to eat exclusively for an entire year, you would choose potatoes.
You can do a lot with potatoes.
You really could.
Yeah. Also, it is scientifically possible. You can survive off just potatoes. So, yeah. If pizza's...
Yeah, I could do it.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
If pizza screamed in agony every time you bit into a piece, would you still continue to eat pizza?
Absolutely.
I don't think so, just because it would be really annoying.
It would add to the flavor.
I can really taste the agony.
Absolutely. I will admit, I would still keep eating it.
Who doesn't love
It's my
them?
favorite food.
It's
What
my
do you want
favorite
from
one.
me?
Mushroom pepperoni and agony pizza.
Like, you can't help Pizza the Hut. Even if it's screaming.
Oh boy. Better ingredients, better memories, Papa John's. Just everything becomes a lot more tragic.
Oh, so that's why it screams. You got it from Little Caesars.
They didn't even need the slogan. That just answers it right there. Ah, it's Little Caesars. That makes sense. I'd be screaming too.
And don't forget the Caesar dressing.
Mm-hmm.
Your best friend got bit in the genitals by a highly venomous snake. And the only way to save their life was to suck the venom out of their genitals. What'd you do it to save them?
I hate that you back me into a corner with the, it's the only way to save their life. You gotta give them a blow or they're gonna die. Like, oh, I hate it. I hate you. I hate it. It will, because it means saving their lives, but I'm not gonna be happy about it, and we'll never speak of the interaction ever.
Yeah.
Only because it's saving their life.
Was that question difficult to answer? For me, no.
Oh. I mean, in a sense, yes. It was painful to answer.
It's painful, yes. But no.
Do you
Do you
feel?
feel mortal?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't feel like some unkillable god. Do you enjoy loud music?
I gotta go with no, weirdly enough, for mortal. But no music?
No, not really. I have my days. I have my moments. But generally, no. I like using my headphones.
I grew up listening to like some really heavy metal, so just used to it.
That's fair. Heavy metal is, like, by design meant to be played really loud, so it makes sense.
Yeah, if you're not deaf by like 40, you're doing it wrong.
This is all you?
You, do you feel awkward when you dance in front of others?
Oh, yeah. 100%. That's why I don't dance.
It depends. It depends. It really depends. Like, if it's like a dance, like a ball.
Mm-hmm.
No, not really. No.
Fair. Do you suffer from any anxiety disorder? Yeah.
Not a diagnosed one, so by that logic, no.
Officially, no, but I know that I do.
I do feel like it sometimes. Do you ever feel depressed? Yes.
It's like the old saying goes, stressed, depressed, and very well dressed. Yes. That is a Perseus original. You're not alone. Do you
Do you feel relaxed?
No. I'm on edge because I know what's waiting for me. I know there's a jump scare I know there's gonna be one more jump scare before the end of the night. I just don't know when.
Are you relaxed? I don't know why.
I'm on edge. Do you think you
But
have
like, I just live on the edge. And that's just kind of how I go. I don't know why, but I do.
Life's more exciting that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think you have a guardian angel watching over you? Sometimes.
No. Sensitive, no, kinda, but not really.
This
It's
is
just.
this is a very loose tentative yes from me.
It's not that I don't believe, it's just like. I don't feel like I'm ever being watched, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
The world feels like I'm the only one doing it for me, you know?
Yeah. That's certainly fair. Maybe it's just my insane luck, but I'm find myself in a lot of instances something good happens. I'm like, wow, that's convenient. Or just, you know, a chain of good things happens. I don't know. Don't make me think too much of fate.
Yeah. I just call that my stroke of luck. Because my luck is really whack.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Sometimes I'll have insane, batshit crazy, really good luck. Other times, I'll have fuck all. Do you ever hear your name being called when no one could have called it? Yeah. Yeah, I've had that happen before.
Yes, that actually happens quite a bit.
Freaks me the fuck out. I'm going to take a special note of that one. I'd rather you didn't.
Do always look both ways before crossing the road. Yes.
100%.
Safety first.
Yes. Do you wash your hands every day? Every day.
More than just once.
Yes.
Do you feel uncomfortable using public restrooms? In many different ways, yes, absolutely.
Generally, no. Unless we're talking Walmart. If it's a Walmart, yes. But generally, no. Is winter your favorite season? No. Fall is my favorite season.
I don't like winter. I don't like the cold. I don't like the heat either, so I don't like summer. I like spring and fall.
Spring is also.
Do you know one named Josh?
I do.
Yes.
I used to have an employee named Josh. Almost said no by accident. Are you wondering why that last question is relevant? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I am now that you asked, yes. And we're gonna gloss over it. Okay, cool.
Okay. Are you allergic to any animals? Thankfully, no.
Nope. My allergies are all medicine-based. Heck no, winter's the worst.
Fuck.
Have you ever thought about an animal in a sexual way? Absolutely not.
No.
Are you going back to the goldfish thing? Or the fishbowl thing? Fate, chill.
Have you ever been in love?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say no. Not yet.
My problem is, I definitely have been in love. But there's also times where I think that I'm in love or have thought that I'm in love when it's not actually that. Because I just want so desperately to have love and to be loved and to love someone that my heart and my mind are willing to be like, yeah, I love her. When maybe that's not the case. But I have in two separate instances, I have been with people where I could genuinely say, like, yes, I love this person with all my heart. Yeah. I mean, it's a yeah. Would you consider yourself to be artistic? Nope. I ain't got no art skills.
Not in the traditional sense.
Mhm.
But you consider yourself to be dominant in day-to-day life.
Are we talking?
I'm very much a switch.
I was say, like, what dominance are we talking about? Because I tested Switch as my highest. If you just mean dominant in terms of, like, assertive, in charge, you know, things like that, I kind of have to be, being a manager. There's certainly days and times where I feel like things have gotten away from me, where, you know, I don't have control in my day-to-day life. But in general, I'm gonna say yes. Very tentative, loose yes. But a yes.
I gotta go with a tentative no. Like, I try, but some days it's really difficult.
Really can be.
Do you feel like you got too much time on your hands?
Oh god, no. Oh, no. Absolutely not. I wish I had more time. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we all wish we had more time.
I never have enough time. 168 hours in a week is not enough. Like, I wish I didn't have to sleep. That is the biggest time waster.
Oh yeah, for real.
Can you be easily intimidated by others?
Fuck no.
Intimidated? No. Jump scared? Yeah, absolutely.
Intimidated? No. You don't understand. Do you know me?
I'm sorry, have you met me? Clearly you don't know who I am. This is you?
Are you easily excitable?
Again,
No,
yeah?
I'm not excitable. I'm very, very, What's a good word to use? Way too calm, I guess.
Fair. I am very easily excitable. I'm easily pleased. I'm easily excited. I am. I don't know. I get entertained by the dumbest things. I can easily go from 0 to 100 just as quickly as I can
Oh,
go from 100 back down to 0. But
yeah. Oh, look at that. Final Fantasy 16 is coming out.
do they have a
Oh, that's
date?
cool.
Do-
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, eventually. But yeah, they're working on it. It looks really cool. Do you enjoy solving complex problems? Generally. Generally, yeah.
Yes. I like to solve problems just in general.
I like using my brain. A lot of time I wish I could get wish I could sleep more, when at the same time I feel like sleep is a waste of my time. Yeah, that's fair. The duality of sleep.
Do you have a difficult time relaxing? 100%.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, my body refuses to rest until it gives out.
Like, I can get to a relaxed state pretty easily. I just generally don't relax or take the time to relax. So, and in this sense, yes.
I can try to relax, but it just will not let me relax.
Hmm. I think for me, it's because I don't relax very often that when I do, my body's like, yes, my moment, I'm taking it. We're not going anywhere.
For real.
Would you consider yourself to be high maintenance?
I am a very low maintenance. I am tutorial difficulty. That's not even a joke. That's just a true statement.
I think I would consider myself more needy than anything. Like, I've got pretty bad separation anxiety. Um, so in that sense, yes. Like, I'm not a super materialistic person. I don't have a lot of needs, but the needs that I do have, I need.
Like, I'm probably gonna bother the heck out of you. That's kind of what I do. But other than that, I don't really need maintenance.
I don't actually know how I would answer this question. This is a very 50-50 for me on. I'm gonna go with the traditional sense of the term and say no.
Mm.
Do you
Okay,
trust?
so tall me in my chest saying,
Uh,
I fucking millions are high maintenance. I'm not high maintenance. You just have to be high maintenance around me. Because I'm watching you. I see everything.
Tread lightly. Tread carefully. Do you trust easily? I do. Uh, Probably detrimentally so.
No.
I think you.
As I said last time,
Hmm.
I avoided drama because I don't trust easily.
I remember you talking at length about that one last time.
Yes. Like, trust. Look, I just need them to think that they could trust me.
Hmm.
Okay? Like, I just need them to think that I trust them. Well, I need them to think that I trust them. You get the point.
Yeah.
Like, in like the magician showbiz, you don't reveal your true hand. Like, you don't reveal all your secrets.
Hmm.
You just you give them what you need, give them what they need, but keep them at like an arm's length. Like,
Don't
keep your distance, but
don't give trust. Just don't have any distrust.
exactly.
I can get that. I can respect that. And would you consider yourself to be an honest person? Yeah, I generally try to be as honest as I can be. Again, sometimes to my detriment.
Yeah, I've been told that I'm very brutally honest if I need to be. I'm talking very brutal, but
We're
back
both
to that
honest,
like
but
hero question earlier.
mhm.
There's a reason why we had that conversation, and it is indeed tied to this question right here. I won't get into it though.
That's fair.
But too long don't read. Sometimes the quiet one speaks the loudest,
It's true.
and that can make people really think and listen.
That's a good trait to have, though. Have you ever told a lie? Yeah. I mean, who hasn't?
Gonna tell the truth? Yes. Have you ever lied to your best friend? To make a surprise party? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've told lies, even to my best friends.
There's good lies and there's bad lies.
Yeah, this is true. Have you ever lied to your family? Oh God, yeah. Oh, all the time, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
There's lots of shit that I hide from my family. Shit I don't want them to know
How long
about.
was I in the closet? Oh, I don't know. Like 14 years?
Oh God, hang on. Yeah.
Yawn.
Yeah.
Yawn.
Sorry, just dying over here. Have you lied about my answers during this session? I don't think that's quite the phrasing you were going for, Fate. But to answer your question, no. I've been 100% truthful thus far.
Yeah, I've been truthful too. Are you wondering why all these questions have to do with lying?
I mean, now that you ask.
Yeah, now that you asked, that really does change the direction.
This is all very useful information. Are you a people pleaser? Yeah.
Not anymore.
Buddy, I work in
I'm quite the
customer
opposite now.
I work in customer service and on Twitch. I'm a people pleaser. Sometimes to my detriment.
I had a really bad case of being a people pleaser.
Mhm.
But thankfully, Twitch kind of helped turn that around.
Do you
Do you
enjoy?
enjoy being the center of attention?
Yeah, I love the spotlight.
Just gonna look at chat, you know?
Focus on me. Look at me. Look at the camera. Look at me. Look at him. Look at him. Now back to me. Back to him. Now back to me. Anyway, yes. Do you feel like you've got a good sense of humor? Again, have you met me? My mom says I'm very funny. Yes. Yeah, I'd like to think I have a good sense of humor.
You frighten easily. Yes, but not like in a... How do I say this? 'Cause I don't know. Not like in a really scared sort of frightened way, but like in a I'm really on guard.
Mm-hmm. I frighten easily, as I've said before. I'm a very jumpy person.
I don't like that.
It's easy to spook me.
I don't like that.
I don't like, yeah, no. I don't like the noises that are going on.
I don't like that. Now it's just silent? Fuck this shit.
Well, that was odd. I wonder what that was about. Fate, don't you fuck with me right now. That's probably a good place for us to stop the simple segment of our questionnaire and move on to the more gritty questions.
You.
100%. This next set of questions will not be yes or no answers. The next portion of our session will be filled with various scenarios that put you smack dab in the middle of vital choice making. We'll see how well you handle your options as you delve deep into each scenario. Remember, the key to all of this is to answer honestly. Let's get started. Oh, I actually like this music. You're home alone. It's dark, and it's storming outside. All of a sudden, there's a knock on your bedroom door. Someone's in your house. What do? Grab the closest item that can be used as a weapon. Ignore the knocking and hope it goes away. Ask, who is it? And wait. Or boldly open the door to reveal what's on the other side. I'm fucking grabbing a weapon. You kidding me? My front door and my back door are locked all the time. No one should be in my house. I have a sword that I keep in my bedroom. That shit's getting unsheathed and is going in somebody. Or, I'll grab my Xbox and bash him over the head.
I just remembered.
Yeah?
I do have a smoothbore in my room. I'm gonna miss and hit the neighbor's dog.
Well, don't do that, but... Very interesting choice.
That is a meme, but I unironically do have a smoothbore.
That's funny.
And my sword's not sharp enough, so you know what? Next best thing? I am the weapon.
Yeah, no. Are you kidding me? I've always got weapons. Have you seen these hammers? You see these guns? More like water guns, but shut up. Anyway. But yeah, no. I'm grabbing something, and somebody's getting hit by something.
I'm gonna boldly open the door. But I'm ready to strike, okay? I'm gonna snap like a viper.
Mm-hmm.
Like RK out of nowhere. Look, the best defense is a really good offense.
It's true. I'm glad you used to be able to see the background of Crow's character.
You meet a homeless woman on the street. She asks you for money. You find it within yourself to give her all the spare change you have. Just as you do, a homeless man approaches you, asking you to spare some change. What do you do?
Tell the man you've got no change left to offer. Tell the homeless woman to share with the man. Tell the homeless man to ask the woman for some of her change. Tell the homeless man that you'll get some more from somewhere. I'm just gonna be honest and tell him I don't have more. Like, I'm sorry. But I got nothing. I'm not gonna give him false hope, and I'm certainly not going to start a fight with somebody, or cause someone to start a fight.
I'm going to tell the homeless woman to share with him.
I don't necessarily know if she would.
But hey, it's better than nothing.
That's fair. Really now. Both your mother and your father fall incredibly ill to a life-threatening disease. There's only enough medicine and facilities to save one of your parents, and time is of the essence. What do? Give medical treatment to my father so he lives. Give medical treatment to mother so she lives. Split the medication between the two, even though both may die. Save the medical treatment for myself, just in case I get sick.
Well...
Splitting the two is not an option, because it said explicitly that there's only enough for one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I would get sick, so there's no way that I would let them both die for, a chance, like not even a guarantee.
Knowing my parents, they would probably bicker over who's gonna get saved. It's not like... It's like, save your dad, save your mom, save your dad, save your mom, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Even at this point, I might just save it for myself. I know they would do that.
I know how they would react. God, I would hate if I was presented with this scenario. Like, you're basically being told, like, which of your parents do you want to die? Yeah, like Stump said, like, how are you supposed to pick? God. This music is not helping.
Remember how you said it was nice earlier?
Yeah, I take it back. I think my dad and I would come to an understanding to save my mom.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be happy about it, believe me.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely, for sure. Like, that's just kind of how I'm thinking right now, too.
But I think that's the answer that we would end up arriving at. God, that would gut me so badly. That doesn't surprise me.
You find a case of money tucked away inside of a dumpster. Inside there's 10 solid gold bars and a vial of mysterious liquid. Under the vial, a note that says the cure for cancer. What do you do?
Turn the case into a professional entity so they can utilize it. Keep the gold bars, but give away the cure to cancer. Keep the cure for cancer, but give away the gold bars. And keep everything in the case for yourself to sell or use. So, my impulsive answer is to give away the cure and keep the gold for myself, because the cure could be used, in theory, in a good world, the cure would be used to, be a cure for cancer. Obviously, that's not the world that we live in. Like, given to the wrong entity, of which most are, and that cure for cancer would be, profiteered or weaponized or not. It would not be used just as a sweeping cure for cancer.
For sure, for sure.
But of these answers, that one makes the most sense to me, because at the very least, it's out there. There's a chance that it could be used and can do some good. And I get fucking rich off the gold bars, so it's a win-win in my mind.
Yeah.
Because, I'm greedy, but I also don't have the resources to work with the cure, so what a wasted opportunity. I mean, sure, I could try to profiteer off the cure, but like, I don't fucking know how to do that.
Here's my thought process.
Uh-huh.
Sell the gold bars.
Yeah.
Hire private scientists. Replicate the cure.
Just make your own pharmacy.
Exactly.
That
We
is...
become the professional entity. We are the ones in control. We can take care of distribution without the government, without profiteers. We become the ones in control.
I didn't actually think about that. Oops. I already hit the answer. Oh well. Good on you for being less greedy. Anyway. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't judge. You're stuck alone, inside of your house, and you're starving to death. You've completely run out of food, and no one is coming to save you for weeks. The only potential food source around you is your family pets. What do? Kill and eat my pets so I can survive. Continue to starve along with my pets. Attempt to cut meat from my pets, then treat their wounds. And my pets eat me so they can survive until help arrives. So, I would never let it get to this point. If I got to a point where I knew that I could not support them, where I knew that I would end up in a starving scenario like this, I would have long since given my pets to somebody else so that they can be cared for.
Mm-hmm.
But for the sake of argument, for the sake of, we're supposed to put ourselves in these scenarios. I mean, there was that story of that lady who was supposedly consumed by her cats, so chomp away, kitties. There's not much of me, but eat what you wish.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to.
I could not bring myself. Why am I not surprised?
Your neighbor's home is on fire. A blazing inferno amongst smoke emits from the window. You hear screams for help coming from within, but you can't see past the flames. No one else is around in sight. What do you do?
Call the fire department and keep my distance from the home. Start shouting for help and search for somebody nearby. Run into the burning home to try to rescue anyone you can. Make way, there's nothing. Oh, walk away, there's nothing you can do. So I've talked about this. I've got a hero complex. Like, not just for, the Twitch character, but like genuinely. I can't not do something. I can't stand by, and I certainly can't walk away. Shouting for help would do nothing. If there's nobody nearby, what would the shouting do? So in my mind, it comes down to call the fire department and or run into the building. The smart thing to do, what you should always do, which you should, in the situation...
Never do.
What you should always do is call the fire department. You should never, ever run into a burning building.
Ever.
Because you're just
That's
adding
the last
another
thing to do.
potential victim.
Yeah.
But, were I faced with this scenario, depending on what I have around me, depending on what the situation is and what I have at my disposal, knowing me, I would probably call the fire department first and then attempt to go in. Because again, I can't not do something. I can't just sit there. I have to take the risk. If I can't stand there waiting for the fire department and then see them arrive just to bring out a body and be left knowing that I could have done something.
I would just call the fire department. Like, I'm not gonna be of much use. I'm not the strongest. I'm definitely more thinner than other people, but besides that, there's not much I could do.
I'm going to answer this question under the assumption that it is when he says blazing inferno, we're talking the fire is shooting out the door.
Yeah, not a good deception.
And I'm going to say call the fire department. I'm answering this purely off the idea that the situation is beyond something that I can help with.
Beyond salvage.
Yeah. I like that. I don't. I don't feel good about that answer. You're fast asleep in your bed when you're awoken by what sounds like a woman's muffled cries from somewhere in your room. You quickly realize it's coming from under your bed. What do? Immediately look under the bed, hide under your covers, and wait patiently. Verbally call out and ask who's in your room. Jump out of bed and run out of the room immediately. So, my bed sits on the floor. I sleep on the floor. So if I'm hearing muffled cries from under my bed on the floor, I'm getting the fuck out of there. I'm not stopping for anything or anyone. I know I talked about grabbing a weapon. That's already in. That's already below me. I've lost the element of surprise. I'm fucking out.
Honestly, I'm right there with you.
Like, I'm pretty sure between me coming off of my bed Like, the moment I leave the bed, my feet will not have hit the ground until I'm already out of the room. Like, I'm diving out of that room.
The floor is lava at that point. Just get out.
The floor is non-existent at that point.
But I'll just open the window. Fuck.
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna open it. I'm diving through the glass.
Oh,
base has been breached. Go, go, go. Yeah. Position's been compromised. Abandoned ship. A man in a fancy suit approaches you while you're walking down the street. He pulls a watch from his pocket and hands it to you. He claims that when the watch stops ticking, it marks the moment your time runs out on this earth. What do? Take the watch and thank him for the gift. Decline the offer for the watch and keep walking. Tell him that he needs professional help and to keep his distance. Tell him that you already got 3 of them as a toy in your Happy Meal. I'm as great as that last answer is, I don't know what this guy is on. I'm going to politely decline and then swiftly walk away.
Oh boy.
But I do love the pointed sarcasm. What do you think?
I had to decline the offer. Just keep walking.
Best way to disengage.
Yeah.
Would you now?
You're sitting at home, playing a game on your PC, when all of a sudden someone grips and squeezes your shoulder, firmly from behind. What do you do?
I didn't have to read these answers. A fist is coming around. That's what I'm doing. Like, I don't care what I collided. Like, my mic is right here. My mic is probably gonna get hit, and I feel bad for whoever is listening. But that is a full power, full swing, round body contortion punch straight to ideally the face, but whatever I can collide with. Somebody's going to the floor. Because there's nobody in this house. Immediately jump up and
I
turn
would
around.
tell them, squeeze harder.
Scream and stay still in terror. Spin around with a ferocious elbow to whoever's behind you. Tell them to squeeze harder. You could use a nice massage. That one is pretty great. But yeah, no, it would be the elbow. I mean, probably the fist, but elbow is a good idea because elbow is sturdier and stronger and the bone is harder. Either way, violence is coming to whoever's touching me.
I would tell them to squeeze harder. Like unironically. Look, it's about making them more uncomfortable than you are right now.
About making the most of the opportunity, and I mean, a massage opportunity presented itself, so why not take advantage?
That's true, I desperately need one.
Yeah, I can use one. You're sitting in a bathtub trying to relax when a hand emerges from the water. What do? Nope. Jump out of the bath and run as fast as you can, like the fucking wind. Kick the hand and try to keep it away from you. Give it a firm handshake and maybe give it a solid fist bump.
Hey look, if it does it, I ain't complaining.
Push it underwater and hope that you get some free hand action. Nope.
No, it's not.
I mean, who doesn't love a good handy? But nope, I'm out of there. Again, like with the bed, my feet's not touching the ground until I'm through the door and out the bathroom. I'll find clothes.
I'm gonna give it a fist bump, you know? It'll be a nice friend. He might come in handy.
I gotta hand it to you. That was a good one. Clever.
You get out of bed and immediately fall down into a deep, dark hole. A man is standing above you, looking down, telling you to put lotion on your skin while he watches. What do?
So I don't know about the lotion part, but I've had a nightmare like this where I stand up, like go to stand out of bed and just keep falling. Scream for help. Start slathering yourself with lotion. Tell him you've got very sensitive skin and allergies. Ask him if he'll come down and apply the lotion. I'd ask him to come down. I mean, not in a, hey, big boy, you want to rub the lotion on these skinny shoulders? No, I'd ask him to come down, because then I could fucking jump him. Or, you know, maybe squirt the lotion in his eyes and blind him, who knows?
I'd just be oblivious.
Lotion where? Why do you want to do that? Smart choice. You're sitting at home, alone, and all of a sudden your door slams shut. You see it before your very eyes, and you know that no one is home, and it couldn't have been a gust of wind. What do? Why do I get the fucking creepypasta ones? Stay perfectly still and watch the door. Look for a weapon around the room immediately. Jump up and try to climb out the window. Run over to the door and open it. It's just like somebody knocking on my bedroom door. I'm grabbing a blunt and preferably violent object, or sharp. I'm grabbing something with which to fight. Because, again, my doors don't slam shut. My cats do not fuck with the doors. They're usually afraid of doors. So, I know it ain't them. Like you said, it's not the wind.
My pets might mess with it, but... You know what? Run over to the door and open it.
That's fair. I chose violence. I like that. I bet you do,
I
Faye.
chose spite.
Open the door just to slam it yourself. To assert your dominance.
That's how you do it, you...
I really need a soundboard so I can do that. Someone you've
known for many years. They have no attraction to it. Tells you that they have a massive crush on you for a long time. What do you do?
Oh, I've been in this situation once. Ask them out.
Same. Many times.
Ask them out on a date. Who knows what might happen? Tell them you're flattered, but just not interested. Tell them that you feel dating might ruin your friendship. Ask if they want to be friends with benefits. I don't have that kind of confidence. Someone would have to offer that to me. In my one situation, for me, it was the second. It was I'm flattered, but I have feelings for somebody else. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's basically what I've done, yeah.
Ah, so you're one of those types. I'm sorry, do I offend you, Fate? Your dog, don't have a dog. Your dog starts randomly barking into the darkest corner of your living room. It doesn't appear to be anything there, but your dog insists on escalating to growls. What do? Try to calm your
He
dog.
already does this anyway.
So it's kind of a dog thing to do, my man. Try to calm your dog down by petting them. Stand and stare at the corner to see if anything moves. Walk up to the corner and extend your hand to feel for anything. Walk out of the room and ignore it entirely.
I'll do what I do. Walk out of the room and ignore it entirely.
Yeah.
He stops eventually.
When I did have dogs, I would always go up and investigate. More so to reassure them. They're like, see, there's nothing here. Don't worry. I got it. I'll take care of this. But that's generally what I would do. And if something is there, well, then I can either address it or run away, depending on what it is. Or, grab a violent object. I'm taking note of that. Oh, nope.
You see a massive spider in your room. Size your hand. What do you do?
The size of my hand. Like, we're not talking, size of a pebble or a rock or, like, your thumb. The size of my hand. I have very, very large hands. That's not a spider. That is an alien entity. That is a monster. That is a cryptid. I'm calling the United States government. I'm authorizing an airstrike. Grab something bigger to smash it? Are you kidding me? If I swing at that thing, it's going to catch whatever I'm swinging and swing back.
Try to capture a life of science. That's what I would do.
I'm torn between, well, I guess we're moving out now, or burn the entire house down. It's the only way to be safe. I'm moving out. I'm done. The house belongs to it now. It's a spider house now. I'm out of here. Grabbing my cats and we're bailing. Your closest family member tells you that they're a serial killer. What do? Tell them you don't want to know them anymore, or any more details. Turn them into the authorities. Ask them information so you can help them stay out of trouble. Try to convince them that they need help. Initially, I would try to convince them, like, you need help, you are unwell. And then I'd call the police.
First, I would say, are you capping? If they're not capping, turn them in.
Are you getting paid for this, and do I get a cut? I see. But yeah, I don't know if I would, I don't know.
If you found out that you only had 1 day left to live, what do you do?
Tell everyone that I love them and to be happy, not sad. Do something insane and crazy. Anything goes.
Anything goes.
Do not tell anyone at all. Just act as if nothing changed. Spend my time on my own, away from others. He asked a very similar question last time, and my answer hasn't changed. I wouldn't tell anybody. Because I don't want to make people upset. I would rather spend time with people and enjoy my last day with the people that I love and care about. Or, maybe throw a wild orgy, who knows. But, generally speaking, I'd rather just enjoy my last day,
I would just say my goodbyes. But after that...
After that, then the orgy.
I have some unfinished business. Do something insane and crazy. Anything goes.
That's fair. That is 100% fair. Alright then. If one of your pets started speaking to you and told you that they've got a dire warning, that they were going to die if you didn't let them eat all the ice cream in the freezer, what would you do? I mean, if my cats are talking to me, either A, I'm going batshit insane, or B, I just discovered the missing link. Either way, I am in no position to say no. I generally don't have ice cream in my fridge, but I mean the worst case scenario, if cats get a hold of dairy products like, ice cream or milk, is they just get the shits. I clean the litter box anyway, so fucking have at it.
Yeah.
Go lay down. I'm obviously way too high for this. I mean, that's a very tempting one. Give them all the ice cream they can handle. Don't give them the ice cream. You're not gonna fall for that one. I'll show them you'll protect them, and they won't die.
I'll give them all the ice cream.
Yeah, say.
You're talking. May as well, right?
Yeah, say that's all yours. You've proved you've earned it.
Yeah, you're speaking now. You learned a trick. Go at it.
Oh, lovely. If all of a sudden you could start hearing other people's thoughts, and the person next to you was thinking about mugging you and stealing your money, what would you do? Take preemptive action and beat them up first. Tell them you don't think mugging you is a good idea. Get away from them as quickly as possible. Ignore it. You don't know that you are just hallucinating. I just move away. Like, depending on what they do next will change, my actions. Like if they get up and follow me, now we're looking at options 1 or 2. But if they don't move, fine.
I immediately say, tell them you don't think milking is a good idea. Like, full on, like, Mr. X from, like,
That's fair.
X-Men. Yeah. Just freak them the fuck out.
That's true. Whether or not they're actually thinking that, like you get a reaction out of them. That sounds reasonable. Does it though?
Your best friend comes to you and tells you that they just accidentally killed someone and they don't want to go to prison. What do you do?
The fuck do you mean by accidentally killed somebody? Like, Crow, you gotta help me. I accidentally just shanked this guy 17 times.
Only 17?
Doug, what the hell? Help them hide the body, report them to the authorities, tell them that they're on their own, but you won't rat them out. Try to convince them to turn themselves in. I'm gonna try to convince them to turn themselves in, like you... Accident or not, somebody's dead. You're not gonna... Like, I'm sure there's get a good defense lawyer. Like, there's a way to not go to prison. People have gotten out of prison for worse. What the fuck? Aww.
I would tell them that they're on their own, but I won't rat them out.
That's fair. I'm just, with a situation like that, I'd be worried about being implicated when they get caught. Like,
Yeah.
well, you knew. Why didn't you tell the authorities? I don't know, because they didn't want to fucking go to jail? Ergo, hello. Appreciate the lurk, buddy.
I go.
You're driving in your car, and you accidentally run someone over. You're pretty sure that they're okay, but the fact that their head is clearly detached from their body suggests it's probably just wishful thinking. What do you do? Huh?
What?
That escalated fast. That did not go where I thought it was gonna go.
It's just a flesh wound.
Call your best friend and tell them you don't want to go to prison. It's just the other side of the last question.
Yeah.
Turn yourself into the authorities. Drive away and hope nobody saw what you did. Try to hide the body yourself. I'm calling 911. Like, I can't live with that on my conscience. You're gonna call like, fucking help, I just severed somebody's head. I'd be beyond panicked. I'd be distraught in every sense of the word. Oh, God, hi.
I'm just gonna hide the body. Yes, I get it. You're watching me. You're on Twitch.
Interesting how that played out. Yeah, Zay was unfazed and I panicked. I think it's time we move on to the next portion of our test. The following questions shall be asked of you. Following questions that shall be asked of you are would you rather style questions. Imagine you've got a gun to your head, and you absolutely must choose an answer, no matter how uncomfortable that may be. Let's get started, shall we?
Alright.
Would you rather be loved by all or feared by all? I'd rather be loved.
Beard.
I knew it! I knew that was gonna be your answer! Ah, I love it. Oh, is this interesting music?
Would you rather never get angry or never get jealous?
I'd
Never
rather
get jealous.
I say I'd rather never get jealous. I don't like being jealous. I have been, and it's never good. Would you rather be held in high regard by your parents or by your friends?
Friends.
Probably
I guess that's
friends.
technically the truth.
I'd rather be held in high regard by my friends.
Would you rather live in space or live under the sea?
Under the sea. In space. 100% in space. I would go to space in a heartbeat. Would you
Ooh,
rather...
that's a question.
Would you
On
rather...
the one hand, the smuggler life. On the other hand, It'd be so cool to live underwater.
But you could be one of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
You really could, and that's what's getting me right
I
now.
could be Star-Lord! Yeah, no, space. 100% for me.
Yeah,
So-
sure, space.
Because space is
Why?
infinite. Would you rather donate your body to science or donate your organs to people who need them? I mean, I'm signed up as an organ donor, so I go with that one. I don't know what science would necessarily get with my corpse.
To science.
To science!
Progression, it's something I'm very curious about.
Would you rather go to jail for 5 years for something you didn't do, or get away with something horrible you did, but always live in fear of being caught?
That is a really weird question.
Either way, your life is being ruined.
Yep.
Because you, on the one hand, you're going to jail, which has such long-term ramifications. But on the other hand, I would live with that guilt of having done something horrible, and also just always be in fear and on edge. I think I'd rather just go to jail,
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
because at least you go through the shit and then you can work on building your way back out of it. But to live in fear at all times, that's I don't think I could.
Would you rather work at a horrible job that you hate, or retire comfortably in 10 years from now? Or would you rather have your dream job, but have to work until the day you die? Dream job?
I was saying, if it's my dream job, like if I could, be an actor or a voice actor or a streamer, like if that is my job, is creation, I would intend to work until the day I die. Like, it's not work if I love it.
If you like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus,
Like, I'm just saying, a dream job at, like, a nerd shop and plus streaming, like, heck yeah, come on. That's a gig right there. Like,
Plus-
that's the life.
plus, I mean, I just left a job that I hate. I'm not going back to it. I left for a reason.
Yeah.
Would you rather every shirt you'll ever wear be somewhat itchy, or only be able to use one-ply toilet paper? I mean, you go to any business and you have to use one-ply toilet paper anyway.
I can make one ply toilet paper work.
You're right.
I have 4, I'll do it again.
Like, you can make do. Just fold.
Would you rather have skin that changes colors depending on your mood? Hold up. Or have tattoo appear on your body that depicts what you did yesterday? I obviously have to go with the skin. I obviously have to go with the skin.
It depends on where the tattoo is. I am going to go with the tattoo because wherever it is, I can cover it. So if I did something, like if it decided to choose something shameful that I did, that shall not be spoken of, then I can just cover it. But if I did something super crazy badass, regardless of where it is, even if it, I can just remove that clothing and be like, yo, check out what I did yesterday. I've got the magic tattoo to prove it. So it is the ultimate counter to Pixar It Didn't Happen. So 100%.
And that would be really cool, though.
Would you rather shit every time you orgasm, or orgasm every time you see a dog? Why? Why is this a question?
I'm just gonna... I'll go with the dog. Sure, why not?
I'll take the dog. The dog's a little bit easier to work with.
It really is.
Easier to hide that.
Just get a cat. I'm a cat person anyway.
Yeah.
If your partner switched bodies with one of your parents and the only way to get them to switch back was to have sex with one of them, would you rather have sex with your partner in your parent's body or have sex with your parent in your partner's body?
Ah!
What
Ah! Ah!
what the
Why? Why?
What in the actual
Ah! Ah! Ah!
who made this? Who made this? Like, who made this?
I, uh, uh, um,
Look, this is only a suggestion, but
Burn in holy fire!
yeah, just burn it all. Ah, like, ah! Oh my god, it's just choosing the lesser of the two evils.
I dislike this very much. Nobody liked this.
Ah! Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Okay. So
Why?
I'm just trying to make okay. So it's I'm dating somebody, and I either have to fuck my mom that looks like my girlfriend, or fuck my girlfriend but looks like my I'm basically just fucking my mom either way. That's what you're asking me to do, Fate.
Look, I made my decision.
I I'm I uh uh I'm gonna oh, I didn't realize that there wasn't he wasn't actually gonna make you answer. I didn't even read the questions. I just had a mental breakdown, like trying to rationalize and understand. Just answer the question. No, don't make me answer the question. No, no, god damn it, he's gonna make me answer the question.
We got him.
God
We
damn it.
got him.
Alright. Alright. My choice. Only because, again, this is only because these are the parameters of the question. Because it's the only way to fix. I cannot scar my mom like that. Just put a bag on. Check. Just give me off this question. Just get me off this question. I never want to think about that again. I never want to think about that again.
None of us do.
That one had no bearing on your results. I was just curious. Then why did you ask? I hate it. I hate it. I think we've
I
answered.
hate it here. I hate it here.
I think we've answered enough of these type of questions. I'm sure you'd agree. Yes, I would 100% agree.
Of these types? Is there more?
Yes.
There is more.
We're going to end the test with a short series of final questions, giving simple answers. We'll get started now.
Ass or tits?
Thank you for the... I mean, that's a tough-hitting question there. Tits. Thank you, Snubs. I'm out of hydrate, so... Dawn, can you refund that hydrate? Because I'm out of drinks and we're almost done here. And I'll hydrate once we're done.
7-Eleven.
Okay. Out of the following options, which number do you like the most? 7, 11, 13, or 3, 46? I like 7. I like 17.
Like 11.
17 is my favorite number, but I'll take 7.
13's mine. Out of the following options, which color resonates with you the best at this exact moment?
Black,
Black.
red, green, blue. I'm insulted that yellow's not an option, but I'll take black. Out of the following options, which creature are you least comfortable around? Spiders, snakes, scorpions, dogs. Scorpions. They're more aggressive. Like, it's a toss-up between spiders and scorpions, but spiders, at least for the most part, just kind of chill on their own. Scorpions are fucking aggressive monsters. Fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah, scorpions. I'm afraid to get stung by one of those. Out of the So your turn on mine. I forgot already.
It's your turn. Sorry, I'm just
Okay.
not emotionally recovered from what I just went through.
I don't think any of us are, let's be honest.
I'm gonna be scarred.
Out of the following options, which flavor is your favorite?
Chocolate, vanilla, peanut butter, mint. Probably peanut butter for me.
Unironic, vanilla.
Vanilla's good. Out of the following
Look.
options.
I'm just really vanilla, just in general.
I get it. Out of the following options, which do you personally value the most? Family, friends, money, freedom.
Ooh, toughie.
That is a tough one. There's a toss-up between family and friends.
I gotta go friends.
I think I would also go friends. I think my family would give me some shit about it, but I think they would also agree. There comes a point where you kind of stop relying on your family and start relying on your friends and the connections that you've made.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're getting to that point. No?
Out of the following options, which could you most live without?
Family, friends, money, freedom. This is hard to say, but probably family, honestly. Like, I need freedom to be able to do things. I can't live a life restricted.
This is tough.
We just talked about how friends are, you know, the thing we value the most. And, I mean, we need money to survive. We live in a capitalist society. So.
Yeah. It's like our lifeblood at this point.
Yeah, Stump says it right. Friends are like family you've made yourself.
In a twist of irony, even though it's friends as I most value,
Mm-hmm.
I could live without them.
That's fair. Even without
I
friends.
think I'd be right now in my current situation. I'd probably be screwed.
Out of the following options, which statement is most accurate? I am brave. I'm caring. I'm smart. I'm attractive. God knows that last one is not it for me. I'm brave. All bordering on stupid.
But brave nonetheless.
I'm brave. Well, I am also caring. Sometimes
I'm
I'm smart.
kind of smart, not in the academic sense, but
I can be smart.
I could at least look smart.
I'm gonna go with caring, actually. Like, I am brave, but I'm also very jumpy. There are times where I'm not brave,
I'll go smart.
but I always care.
Out of the following options, which are you most afraid of?
Living forever, losing my loved ones, dying alone, dying immediately after this test is finished. But imagine the views! Dying alone.
Listen, my loved ones. I gotta be the one to kick the bucket first.
That's fair. I've already lost lots of loved ones, so I'm used to that pain. I mean, you can never really be used to it, but I already know that pain. I can't die alone.
almost finished.
We're almost
I've
finished.
got just one final question for you.
There it is! Have you ever punched
There
a
it
rod?
is. There it is.
Oh, I wish I could say yes, but no. You really ought to try it sometime. It can really take the edge off.
You said this last time. You said this last time. It all comes circle.
I want to punch a nun. All right, we're done here. I'm through with you. I'm just going
Why
to
is he
calculate.
even asking? None of his business.
I mean, that's a valid question. Like, who doesn't want to know? Who doesn't want to do it? I'm just going to calculate your results very carefully. I don't want to miss anything important. Trying my absolute best not to judge you right now. Trying to keep this as professional as possible. I don't
We're
like
way
you.
past that point.
Here we go. All right, so I'll read my segment. You read your segment.
Yep, you go first.
Based on what you've told me, I've come to a conclusion. This is what I personally believe would be in your best interest to acknowledge, set in motion, and accomplish in order to climb the ladder to happiness in your life. Here we go. First and foremost, I'd like to start with a blanket statement that everyone truly needs to hear. I don't need the sad piano right now. Don't do this to me, Fate. Something that is taken for granted far more than anything else in life. Something that has such an incredible, unique, irreplaceable value compared to any other thing on this earth. And that, my friends, is the value of time. Time is the most valuable form of currency you will ever hold in life. You can spend time on anyone, doing anything, or for any reason. Now, time can be spent, time can be wasted, and time can be taken away. But time can never be refunded. Time can never be earned back. And more time can never be gained. Imagine a bank account with all the money you'll ever get to spend in life. Now, imagine not knowing how much money is in your account. Imagine going to the store one day to purchase something you really need, and the cashier tells you, "I'm sorry, but you cannot afford that." As a matter of fact, you can never afford anything, ever again. We only have so much time, and we have no idea just how much, or how little we truly have before our bank account runs dry. And the fact that we get to decide and choose what we spend our time on just shows you how truly special it is when someone spends their time on you. So now that we understand the incredible value of time, I'd like to make a suggestion for you personally on how I think you'd best be spending your time in order to achieve what you need most in this current stage in your life. Let's see here. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't know if you know this or not, but you are incredibly talented. And when I say talented, I don't mean just in a simple, generic way. I mean you have a lot to offer the world with your ability. Now I think you know deep down what sort of talent you possess, but I don't think you're doing enough to make the world a better place by utilizing these talents to their maximum potential. And I think you know that as well. My advice to you would be to spend more time with others, whether it's with your friends, your family, or even random strangers, and use what you're good at to teach them a little of what you know. If you just take more time to help other people who aren't nearly as special as you are, and let's be honest, not everyone is created equally. You just got the luck of the draw here. And you'll feel a lot more fulfilled, doing great things for deserving people just by being you. You have no idea how many people out there would have so much to gain just from knowing you and experiencing what you have to offer. And one day, they will return the favor when you least expect it. They will remember that you spent time on them and how you made them feel. And you will be heavily rewarded for your emotional investment in them. I think you'll be very surprised just how much of a positive impact this can have on your life going forward. I hope this information helps you achieve your goals. Your secret word is talented. Remember this word. It'll come in handy. You think so, huh, Fate? Whatever you say. I don't have any sort of long, drawn-out, dramatic speech for this one. I mean, Fate hit on it really well. Like, we only have so much time that we can spend together. We only have so much time on this earth, and the worst thing you can do is waste it. But that stands to when I say that I really appreciate you guys being here. When I say that it means a lot, that's why. We only have so much time. You only have so much time. So the fact that you spend your time, whether you're watching or chatting, or Zei, you being here, doing this with me, or even people lurking, taking the time to just pull up the stream. Time that you're not going to get back. And you spend it on me. Thank you. Thank you. Zei, read yours before I start crying. This game gets really emotional. Oh. He's reading theirs. You are still muted, Zei, by the way, so I can't hear you.
Curses. Absolutely curses. Curses, curses, curses. Anywho, you know the script. And that, my friends, is the value of time. Time is the most valuable form of currency and you'll ever hold in life.
Thanks, Kelly.
You can spend time, anyone, on anything, for any reason. Now, time can be spent. Time can be wasted. Time can even be taken away. But time can never be refunded. Time can never be earned back. And more time can never be gained. Now imagine a bank account with all the money you'll ever get to spend in life. Now, imagine not knowing how much money is in your bank account. Imagine then going to the store one day to purchase something you really need. And the cashier tells you, "I'm sorry, but you can't afford that." As a matter of fact, you can never afford anything. Never again. We only have so much time, and we have no idea just how much or how little we truly have before our bank account runs dry. And the fact that we get to decide and choose what we spend our time on, It just shows you how truly special it is when someone spends their time on you. So now that we understand the incredible value of time, I'd like to make a suggestion for you, personally, on how I think you'd be best spending your time in order to achieve what you need most in the current stage of your life. Let's see here, flipping through the pages. Well, now, you just might be one of the most pleasant souls to ever walk the earth. The problem is, you're afraid of opening up and showing people the real you. Fuck, here we go again. And when I say the real you, I don't mean the you that your family and friends know. I mean, the you that only someone you could trust with you, or deepest secrets, would ever get to see. You see, you're actually a pretty amazing individual, but you think people are going to judge you way too harshly if they knew completely. My advice to you is maybe open yourself up to a bit more and actually show the deepest parts of you more freely. Even the parts of yourself that you may think people would find very unlikable. You'd be shocked at just how many others are exactly like you. You're never going to find out unless you take the time to open up to new souls. If you can master this little trait and feeling more comfortable opening up, then an entirely new world of opportunity will open up to you as well. I think you'll be very surprised just how much of a positive impact this one can have in your life going forward. I hope this information helps you achieve your goals. Your secret world is reveal. Remember this word. This will come in handy.
There's only so much time that you have. It's up to you to make the most of it. Memento mori. God damn it.
Well, here we are.
Thank you, Zei, for agreeing to do this with me.
It's been a pleasure. And thank you for having me too.
It's been very fun, everybody. Eventually I'll do the third one. But God, this game is now 2 for 2 as far as just shooting straight through the heart.
Yeah, that really is 2 for 2.
God.
It really knows where to hit you.
I think, at least for me, I think the angel one from the first one hit me harder. Like, that one actually got me to cry.
Yeah, I could tell. I was there.
Like, I was welling up on this one. Tears aren't rolling down the face, but God, that first one, I was not ready. Also need to see what Horoscope is. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check out their other game, Horoscope.
Yeah, we need to check that out too.
These are good. These are really good.
Yeah, the first one definitely got me more, but this one, it's still accurate.
Oh yeah. Everybody.
Like, with Angel, the fact that I got justice, it did actually give me some ideas. It really did. Like, going forward.
See, for me, Angel didn't do anything for me as far as, like, giving me ideas on, you know, what can I do to do some cool things or make things interesting and better. That one was directed at me personally. That one was at a time when I'm trying to make myself better, when I'm trying to improve myself and how I view and feel about myself. At a time when I'm, you know, a little vulnerable right now because I'm trying to heal. To have something like that was... I mean, that was a direct shot. But that was also something that I needed. As far as games for impact goes, these games have quite the impact.
Yeah. Really good.
They're very good. We'll have to save the third one for another day. It is late. I need to sleep. Are you gonna keep
Yeah.
streaming, or are you done for the night as well?
I'm done for the night too. I'm kind of hungry too.
That too. I could go for some food. Everybody
Yeah,
on my
food
end,
sounds really nice.
please go check out Zei. She was kind enough to spend her time tonight with us, so give her a follow. Consider giving some of your time to her as well. It's fantastic.
That goes for everyone else in chat to go check out Crow as well.
You know, seriously, right?
I know them, yeah.
You want to raid seriously?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do that. Please don't die anytime soon. As long as it's within my power stones, I'm not going anywhere. Trust me. I would leave too many people behind. Anyway. There is seriously stream. I'm gonna deafen on my end, say my goodbyes.
Yep.
So,
We know the gig.
I'll see you on the other side.
Hi.
I did, yes, okay. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. It really means a lot. This game has a really good way about just kind of tearing you down in a good way. And you being here with me is really helpful. It's very supportive. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Please follow Zei. Follow seriously. Get ready for the raid. Let me pull up her channel. This game gets me emotional. It gets me emotional too, don't worry. Yeah. If you're sticking around through the raid, copy the message. But more than that, when you go tonight, wherever you go, and into your day tomorrow, tell somebody that you love. Tell somebody you appreciate them. You don't know how long you have, and you don't know how long they have. Make the most of your time together count. You don't know when it'll be last. Have a good night, you guys. And I'll see you next time. Here we go.